Set up my... What's going on? We are live. We are live. FS Squad says I'm first. Hello. Hey, FS Squad. How are you doing tonight, my friend? Hope you're having a fantastic Sunday evening. You ready for the start of your week, brother? Also, everybody, welcome to the OMG It's Derek podcast, the podcast we do live every single Sunday night. Once again, joined by my host, who's back from being busy from the holidays. Although I'm not sure how, because we still have a lot of holidays to go. But he's here tonight. Codations. What's going on, man?
Nothing much, man. How's it going? How is it going?
Dude, it's going pretty good. Princess in the chat says hello. Hey there, Chica. How are you doing? Apparently, I'm in a good mood tonight. I don't know what's going on, guys. I'm not used to it.
There's nothing wrong with being in a good mood. There's nothing wrong with being in a good mood, my dude.
Oh, I know. I'm just kidding.
All right, I've got to pull the stream up on. Yeah, I got to pull the stream up on Twitch because I want to. I like to watch you with no sound on.
Oh, FS Squad says I'm in the Philippines. Hey, dude. Very cool, man. You a gamer? Princess says, "Hey, Codations?" Question mark. Wait, why are you saying question mark? Does he sound weird or something? Does he?
Probably because I've been AFK for the longest time. I've missed the past two podcasts, I think.
No, just the past one.
Mm.
Isn't it or no?
Is this Codations? It is Codations, Princess.
It's been a while. Laugh my ass off. Okay, maybe it has been 2 in a week. I thought it was 2, but I thought there was 1 that you missed and then you were there and then you were gone again. But maybe it has been the last 2. My bad.
Interesting. Yeah, it probably has been the last 2 then, now that I think about it. All right, so I do got to fix something with my sound here. I don't know why, but starting last night, my headphones, when you guys are speaking in Discord, for whatever reason, they've started fading your voice off. Like, it kind of makes this windy sound, and then it just winds your voice out. And I don't know if it's a setting in Discord or what.
The fuck?
Yeah, it's goofy.
Like, it wears it out, like you totally can't hear, or it just makes the sound.
You know how like your mic can clip. That's what it sounds like. That's what it sounds like it's doing, like to you. And then I talked to 2 other people last night on Discord, and they were doing the exact same thing. So I think it's definitely on my end, but for whatever reason, it's only when you guys hit a certain thing. I'm not really sure.
Well, let me just do a little thing here. I'm just talking loud for 1 second to see if it's clipping on my end. I'm not showing any clippage over here, Codations, so I think it's your goddamn shit. All right, sorry.
Yep. And that's exactly what just happened. As soon as you said I'm gonna try this, as soon as you took off, it instantly was like, wee, and like cut your sound.
Huh. mean, I don't think I'm. So if I talk like this in a regular voice, does it do anything?
Not right now. It seems to be working just fine.
Huh.
Do you have for Discord? Do you have all of your every single setting turned off in Discord, like all of the voice crap that it puts on?
What are you talking about?
It's got like if you go to like voice and video, it's got like hardware acceleration, echo canceling, noise reduction, all this stuff turned on for me.
Yeah, it's all turned on for me.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know then. I don't know why it's doing that recently. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe I've I did update Discord recently, so maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, not sure, to be honest, dude. I mean, I could say, I mean, someone could be clipping, but if you're saying it's a bunch of people that it's happening to, then it sounds more like a you thing. But I'm
yeah,
not
it probably is.
sure.
It probably is a me thing. I'm not really sure. Like I said, what I've got going, but yeah, for whatever reason, it's
It just hates you, dude. That's what happens when you miss 2 weeks in a row. Discord just gets pissed.
That's probably exactly what it is. It's like, you know what? You don't even want to do this, so you're fine. Just leave it alone.
Princess says it was the last two, I think. Okay. For some reason I was thinking he missed one. Then he was back for one, and then he missed last week's. But yeah, I think he's slowly trying to back out of it, Princess. It's okay though. We'll keep going no matter what. It is what it is.
Definitely not trying to back out of it. I
know. Holidays are crazy. I'm just fucking around with you. Holidays are crazy. Also, I know, maybe Sundays are hard. Plus, I know you're busy, dude. Your fucking shit is still taking off, man. You grow, although it did seem to plateau a bit after everything. I was watching it.
Oh yeah. No, the channel's definitely taken off, but it's one of those things. I think I do it to myself every year, realistically, when it comes to holiday season. I'm a maker, not a buyer for the most part, I guess is the best way to explain that when it comes to like gifts and everything. Like I do a lot of like woodworking and stuff, like on my own, and like hobby craft woodworking and everything. Okay. And so basically, like, for instance, like I've got a lot of nieces and nephews, not a lot, I've got like 4 or 5 of them, but basically, I try to, instead of, go out, and spending, $40 or $50 on each of them, to buy gifts, I always try to come up with something, creative to make for them. So like this year I'm making like busy boards, you know what I mean? So I I basically signed myself up to make like 3 busy boards. Well, if you don't know what that is, basically it's a piece of wood, and then there's like different pieces on that piece of board. So like one of it would be like a like a zipper, or the other one would be like a bunch of different lock mechanisms and shit like that. And so I signed myself up to make these, and then like a true procrastinator, I've waited until like the last 3 weeks or 2 weeks before Christmas to like then make these boards. And then so I'm literally I have been last week, I've literally pulled, you can ask the wife, I think I pulled 3 or 4 nights in a row where I went to work all day long, got off of work, and I didn't go to bed until 3:30, 4 o'clock, and then turned around and went to sleep and got up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and then rinse and repeat that for like 4 days. And then like that 4th day, I was falling asleep at work. Like I was like dead ass tired.
Dude.
Yeah, because it's a lot of work, dude. I mean, I had to sand all of the wood pieces that I was making, prime them, paint them. Do another quick sand job on them, then assemble it all together, then package it, then wrap the damn thing. You know what I mean? And like I literally had one Christmas yesterday, so that was the one I had to make. And then tonight, after I get off podcast with you, it's gonna be another late night because I then have to make a second one because that's due for Christmas on Wednesday, and then I got to make a third one, which will be due on Christmas on Saturday. So
Jesus. So how long does each one take you?
Well, it all depends. Now, if between that's literally me codations. Yeah, Princess, for sure. I know you with your resin stuff. You're constantly doing shit. But like, I guess it really just depends, Derek, because like,
I'm asking because you said you spent like 3 nights, and you're saying you got one done.
Well, right. And the reason being is because I didn't be able, I wasn't able to get to it. Do you know what I mean? Until like after the kiddo went to bed. Do you know what I mean? So like if you took out like everything out of the equation and I was to just start with the bare wood pieces that I had cut off of the CNC machine and the laser, then I would say it could take me, I don't know, 45 minutes, to paint all of the pieces. And then, you're supposed to let that paint sit, overnight, to then either do a second coat or to do a clear coat on them. And then from that point, I mean, it takes me 30 minutes to assemble it. Do you know what I mean? So like, it doesn't really take that long. It's just the priming process. You got to let it sit before you paint. Painting process, you got to let it sit before you clear coat, and then you got to clear coat it, and then you got to let it sit before you can assemble it. And yeah, so I mean, like I said, and then not only that, you add in, wife and kiddo, until 7, 8 o'clock at night, so then I can't hammer down on it till then. And then, as you mentioned, my channel, so I pump in, however many, how many freaking hours, into recording a video. And then by the time I'm ready to go paint something downstairs, it's fucking 10:30, 11,
Jesus, dude, are you trying to kill yourself? That's my question.
I mean, if I'm killing myself in that sense, then probably then. Yeah, I mean, I guess I would have to say yeah. But no, man. I mean, it's all right. Like I said, it's fun. It's just I really think that I guess my wife, Allie, would definitely agree with this statement. I tend to bite off more than I can
Princess
chew.
says,
Right?
why did you pause? What the fuck? LOL. Wait, what did we
Why
pause?
did I pause?
Wait, pause what? Hold on, I'm sorry, I got confused. I was making sure something didn't happen with the stream.
Yeah. No, I know. Is she talking about me or talking about you? Because I do have that noise gate on my microphone. So if I stop talking for a split second, it will cut me out. So I just didn't know if.
No, you were talking the whole time for me. You asked
Interesting.
Codations if he was trying to kill
You
himself.
asked Codations
And he
if he was
paused before.
trying.
Oh, I didn't realize he paused, I guess. Like he had to think. Okay. I thought there was like something wrong with the stream or something. I guess I didn't realize he paused for a second, like he had to think about it.
Yeah, I was pondering. I mean, I had to like really take a really good look at my life currently right now in the moment.
He never thought about it till I put it to him, and then he was like, "Oh shit, wait, I am trying to kill myself.
Yeah,
I'm trying to overwork myself to death."
Exactly. But no, I mean she would agree with me, man. I think honestly, I think especially around Christmas time when I decide to make stuff, instead of buy things, which it would be 10 times easier, to go to the store and, spend, $50, just to buy something for people and call it a day. I think I bite off more than I can chew, to be realistic with you. Like I get into these projects, to do this, and let's say I think about these back in like November, right? And instead of like starting them in November, you know what I mean? I just keep on telling myself like, oh, I've got until Christmas. Oh, I've got until Christmas, and then Christmas comes 2 weeks prior and I'm like, oh shit, I got all this shit I got to do, So I don't know. I mean, I think next year, I think I'm just going to give it up. Like, I think like what I'll do is I might do it like every other year or every couple years, like make, try to make something. But I don't know. We'll figure it out. Like last year I made Christmas ornaments for everybody, like out of wood, So like I basically took like an 1/8 inch piece of like Baltic birch or like oak wood. And then I like laser engraved their kids' pictures on one side. And on the other side of the ornaments, I did like the first letter of their name and then their date. But I ran into a lot of shit with that too, because then I had to try to center it on the laser machine, and we've got an old laser, and then I put clear coat on it, and then the clear coat darkened it too dark for the lasering. Oh yeah, it's just a mess, but you know how it goes. It is what it is, man. I'm a craftsman, but like no experience, no training, no nothing. It's so all of it's trial and error. I try something and then it fucks up, and I'm like, what am I gonna do now? I've got 12 hours before the Christmas party. Let's just go buy more shit and stay up until 4 a.m. to get it done.
Amazon.com.
Amazon.
Wooden ornament. I made these.
Dude, Etsy, man. Etsy, I've totally thought about doing that. I totally thought about it. I'm like, you know what? I want to get something, crafted. I'm going to do this. And then all of a sudden I look on Etsy and I'm like, how the fuck does this guy only charge $10 for this?
Yeah, it's crazy.
I'm like, how long did it take this guy to do this for $10?
Yeah, it is crazy, man. I mean, some stuff's expensive, but some stuff is like that's super cheap. And I'm the same way. I'm like, how the fuck do they even do that for that amount of money? But I don't know. I guess they have some kind of system, or they're just doing it super cheap, trying to get exposure. One of the two. But it's crazy. Britta says you gotta start prepping in June. Laugh my ass off. Then she says quotations. Do you laser Yeti cups? What the? Britta says I got my dad a lasered Yeti cup for Christmas.
Currently, I do not. Princess, I know exactly what you're talking about. I used to work for a cooler and tumbler business that was a competitor of Yeti when Yeti first got started. Here locally, and we did a crap ton of those cups. And the only downside is I guess I should ask you first of all, with the Yeti cup that you have laser engraved, is it a colored like powder coat cup, or is it a stainless steel with a black logo on it? Because there's two different mechanisms. So if it's a powder coated, then I can technically do that, yes, on my laser machine. If it is a stainless steel cup, I cannot. And the reason being is there is a chemical compound that they have to spray on top of the stainless steel in order for it to laser engrave and make a black marking. But yeah, anyways.
He said it's a powder coat. And she said his cup came out so nice. So how long have you been doing woodworking?
5 years.
5 years.
5 years now.
What made you decide to get into that? You just decided you wanted a hobby and woodworking?
No, actually. So I kind of jokingly fell into it. I mean, basically, so long story short, I was working at a computer PC repair shop, which, by the way, anybody that's listening to this podcast, if you talk to Codations at any given point in time, I will give you 5 backstories before I get to the story. But anyways, so I was working at a computer PC repair shop. A guy, an older man, came into the shop to buy a PC. He wanted a custom built PC. The place that I worked for did not do custom built PCs. Long story short, he, slipped me, his business card as a worker there. I was just a part-time worker in college. And he basically said, hey, I'm looking for somebody, I can pay them, X amount of money to put together a PC for me, and, come to my house, set it up, and hook it all up. And then I basically said, well, the company that I work for here, they can actually, you can pay them to come out and set all this stuff up for you, but we just don't build PCs. And that's when he was like, no, he's like, you're misunderstanding me. He's like, I really want somebody that I can trust, that can, I can rely on, that can come over and actually hook it all up correctly and all that shit. And I'm like, okay, cool. So then I went home that day, behind my work's back, of course, and then called this guy, went over to his house, saw what he was working with. Well, he's basically is a retired Iowa state senator.
Okay.
So he's a retired senator, and he does woodworking. That's like his full on, like hobby job, outside of, the government. Right. And that's kind of where I got introduced to the woodworking thing. So I went over there. He basically wanted a, beefier machine. He was using like a cheap little, crappy machine for his CNC, like, AutoCAD software and everything, making parts on the CNC machine. And the computer just wasn't keeping up with, the graphics, that it needed and everything else. Right. So long story short, I built him a PC. And then once I built him a PC, hooked it up, he basically, now that was literally like 4 or 5 years ago, he's kind of turned into like a grandpa to me for the most part. So like, I mean, we literally became really, really close. And then he kind of, I saw what he was doing with woodworking. I thought it was very cool. He builds cabinets and, frames and, a bunch of crazy cool stuff. And so then I just started dabbling with him. So every single week on Tuesdays, Tuesday nights are 100% for woodworking. So I don't even come home first. I literally go there to, his name is Ron. So I go to Ron's house, and then I pretty much do woodworking for like, I don't know, hour and a half, 2 hours before coming home. And then I've just made that a ritual. And like I said, he's pretty much just taken me under his wing. I mean, he's got 2 kids, and both of them are in law enforcement. One of them is a sheriff, and one of is a Sioux City PD, like police. And both of them are married and kids, and they have no interest in woodworking. And I think honestly, he just, he really fell in love with, me working with him as, a person. And then I'm assuming when he passes away, because he's like 70 something now, so when he passes away, I'm assuming, he'll probably give me whatever the hell he's got in woodworking or, whatever. But right. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of how I fell into woodworking. And then I've pretty much just fell in love with it, as I was, doing it every Tuesday for the most part. Yeah, so it's kind of cool.
Princess asked, "Do you check up on him?" Well, I mean, I'm assuming if he goes over there every Tuesday, he checks up on him.
Do I check up on him? Yeah, princess. Yeah. We talk on the regular. I mean, I constantly. I mean, he texts me, calls me whenever. I do. I mean, like I said, I still keep up with all of his tech work too. I mean, don't let me skew that. I mean, there's a lot of times I go over there, on Tuesdays, and I might have 10 minutes of actual woodworking. You know what I mean? But then I have X amount of time with tech work. If he's got issues with computers, there's he's an old guy, but don't let him fool you. He's always learning and wants to get the new tech and shit. So
Right.
I'm always hooking up some new tablet or new sensor for his TVs or streaming his shit to this thing for him and his old buddies that play poker on at noon every day, Monday through Friday. So I'm constantly doing things. But like I said, he's kind of become like my grandpa, and I really do think the relationship's really good. But yeah, I mean, to answer your original question, I mean, that's pretty much how I got into woodworking. And I enjoy it. I mean, I really do. I don't think I think it would classify it as you talked about before, like everybody having their hobby, and something that they absolutely enjoy, but yet they don't enjoy it to the point where it becomes a job. I think that's what woodworking is for me. I mean, like that's like every Tuesday, I go there, we spitball, we bullshit back and forth, and then we literally just build whatever, we're going to work on whatever. Right now it's Christmas time. So, obviously it's Christmas stuff we're doing for Christmas, for, his family or my family or people there. Sometimes we have paid jobs too, anything I help him out with, he gives me a cut of whatever he makes on something. So if we're building cabinets, he gives me a cut on that. So
That's cool.
yeah, it's kind of cool.
Is that the only, I mean, is that the only type of craft you do? I mean, outside of your normal design work, but I mean like I don't is there a term for like do you consider like your design work like a crafting? Do you know what I'm asking?
Yeah, you're
Like
talking
you
like
know
a trade, like a trade.
yeah, like people do like leather with their, they'll make, I know people
Right.
that make like leather goods and stuff, just kind of as a hobby on the side. People like you said, woodworking. There's a couple people in my parents' church that were woodworkers like that did that kind of thing. They'd make like decorations for the church sometimes or for different people in the church. Different things like that. I guess more crafting stuff. I don't. Do you do anything else like that, like with your hands, or is that kind of the thing you do?
I'll tell you what I do with my hands. Hey. No, I mean, I don't know. I mean, like for me, I think woodworking is probably it. I mean, obviously, when it comes to actual crafts and like trades and stuff like you're talking about, woodworking is definitely my only one. I used to do my trade and craft prior to woodworking used to be drawing and painting. So I used to do a lot of like acrylic painting, and then a lot of like just drawing and sketching and stuff. And my I don't know, I never really did anything with that past like high school and freshman year in college, which would have been like 2010, 2011. So yeah, I mean, ever since then, I haven't really picked up a pen, to really draw anything or scribble anything. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, obviously, if I'm like at work, I'll doodle here and there, but I literally used to paint and draw and everything like that on a daily basis. I mean, I have several sketchbooks where, I would just do like a daily drawing, you know what I mean? Or
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
nightly drawing all the time. But no, I mean, ever since I picked up woodworking, like I said, and I picked up woodworking about 4 or 5 years ago, I think that's kind of been, my trade. I mean, that's pretty much what I do for the most part. And then that's literally what I try to do in everything. I mean, anything that I want, I've pretty much built it instead of bought it. So like I've built bookshelves, I built my headboard and footboard of my bed. I've built nightstands. Yeah, I mean, literally almost anything. I can't tell you how many signs I've made for, relatives and people, that wanted something for a sign. I built a bottle opener not too long ago for somebody. I even designed the logo for it, like it's got like a chick with her titties hanging out, and it says something like, please take your top off or something, but it's a bottle opener, something like that creative. but I don't know. I don't really consider my graphic design and my digital artwork as that same sort of craft. When I think of like a craft or a trade, I think kind of like what you're thinking. I'm thinking more in the terms of like, woodworking,
I
metalworking,
think, yeah,
leatherworking, that kind of thing.
yeah.
Um,
I
digital, I
think
mean,
it's
digital.
something
Go
I
ahead.
think there's something, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt.
No, 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 you're good. No,
I
you're good.
think there's something like, and that's what's it's almost like, and the reason I'm asking this is out of my own curiosity, because I was actually talking to Princess the other day, and I was like saying like I wanted to find something to do where I'm building stuff with my hands, because I love digital. Like digital is my life, gaming, technology, all that. I mean, I've done programming over the years. I know how to do everything from like, cryptography and deep dark web. I mean, anything and everything tech. I mean, how to hook up any kind of gear. I mean, cameras, audio equipment, any of that kind of stuff. But my creation is always then a digital product. And there's just recently there's been like this thing in me that's like it would be nice to have a craft where I make something analog, like in the real world, even if it was to be, like, I guess you could consider like computers but when I build a computer, I'm not building the parts, I'm just putting the parts together. So even if it was like, because I when I was talking to Princess, I mentioned it would be cool to start doing like some engineer stuff, like, building my own, like, I'm sure you've seen it, it's been popular on the internet, and especially since you're a tech guy, but like those magic mirrors that you can make like with a Raspberry Pi and stuff, and you like, build a frame, put it behind a mirror with a screen, and you can make like a smart mirror basically that tells like the weather and stuff and all that. So even
Right.
building stuff like robots or things like that, or like smart devices, but I feel like I'm missing that. Like I want something where like, again, like you said, to me it's, I mean, I would consider cat, design work and stuff to be a craft, but it's like, to me there's like two types of craft. There's like digital craft and analog craft. And I just think there's something special, I guess. I mean, like, I don't know, maybe that just makes me a boomer, but I feel like there's something special to having an analog craft, if you know what I mean. Princess says, "No wonder Codations is my spirit animal." When you were talking about drawing, painting, acrylic, and stuff, and she says, "All right, Bob the Builder." After you're talking about building all the stuff in your house, but you know what I mean about like analog versus digital. I mean, because you do both, so like, do you get that, or do you just?
Yeah, no, no, I agree with you 100%. I mean, I definitely think that there is something to I don't know, there is something about doing something with your actual hands, like you said, and producing something physical, like intangible, in here. And it just doesn't quite fit that same feeling. When like you're saying, where you end up creating something digitally, right? And even if you can print it out as like a flyer and you're holding the flyer, it doesn't have that same feeling to me, as it does if you got a stool, that you just built, that you can now stand up, do you know what I mean, on, or you got like a chair, or you've got, a bag, like a leather bag that you've created or something. I mean, for whatever reason, it's just, I don't know. I do agree with you. I mean, it's definitely completely different. But I will say, I don't know. I will say that it's got its ups and downs, at least for me anyway, in my schedule. Like I definitely think that I would not be where I am still creating wood stuff every day on Tuesday, if it wasn't for Ron. Does that make sense? And what I mean
Yeah,
by
yeah.
that is like, as I don't know, like if for instance, let's say Ron was, to die, or something was to happen, right, where that was broken. I don't think that I would, like, set something up here at my house, in my garage or in my basement, you know what I mean, to where like every Tuesday I'd still dedicate that time. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't think, you mean like, what I'm saying? Like, I just don't think that would be something that I would be able to dedicate, or not able to dedicate, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to explain, but like, I think it's more based upon, me doing it because I have somebody else involved. Do you know what I mean? That then is also, setting up things, you know what I mean? And we're constantly, like pushing each other back and forth, and relying on each other to do something. You know what I mean? I think it's a little bit easier for me to set that aside and do that every Tuesday versus it being just more focused on the craft. Like, I just don't know if I would continue to do that. Do you mean, or continue to do it
So
because
are you saying then, if he was to pass away, you think you'd just stop doing wood building altogether?
I think it would be hard. I think it would be tough because I think you know what I mean, because I think that it would be don't push Ron. I think I don't know, man. That's a tough question.
Well, because I'm asking because let me tell you why. Because a little bit ago you said when he passed, you assume he's probably leaving you all his stuff. I'm thinking, well, what good is all the stuff if you're not going to do
Right.
do it anymore?
Right. And that's the thing. Like, I think that I would definitely dabble in it, but I think it would be hard to continue to dedicate that time once I see that time free. Does that make sense? Like, I feel like there's been a lot of times, when Tuesday comes, you know what I mean? And then there's just loads of shit, going on. Do you know what I mean? In my own life, separate from that woodworking, stuff with Ron. Do you know what I mean? That I just want to call them and cancel, you know what I mean? Numerous times, because in my mind, I feel like I've got more shit to focus on, and to get done, but I don't, you know what I mean? Because I know, I know him, you know what I mean? I know that, he, I've already made this commitment, I've already kind of done this thing, so there's a lot of times where, I just still push through, and then I go there and then I'm like super glad I did later. Does that make sense? You know what I mean? Like I get there, I have a good time, you know what I mean? I actually, get involved in, what we're building or what we're doing, you know what I mean? And then I do feel good that I went.
So
but,
is it
sometimes it's hard to step away from my own craziness in my own life,
So is it is it more about is it possible that it's more about the relationship with him? And the fact that you kind of feel like he's become a grandfather. I mean, I'm sure it's a little of both. I mean, if you didn't enjoy woodworking at all, would you still do it? Which maybe not. I don't know. But do you know what I'm saying? Is it then
Yeah.
maybe more just about that relationship than it is about the
I
woodworking
think
for you?
I think right now currently it's on a regular day-to-day basis. I think if I had to put a percentage on it, I would say it's probably um a 70-30. So I would say like 70% relationship and then 30% actual, like woodworking, like, for me. But then there are projects, do you mean, where then I feel like that would definitely swap the other way, where it's 70-30. You mean where I'm like all in and excited, to work on building this project or finishing this woodworking project, you mean, and it wouldn't really matter if he was there or not. Does that make sense? So I mean, I think it's definitely depends on the situation. But I guess what I was trying to get at is with the whole thing with, my life stuff is I think it has to do with, my son. I mean, I think a lot of it is revolved around my life has shifted. You know what I mean? Like I had my kid, you know what I mean? And I've been doing this, every Tuesday prior to having my son, for like, 2 years, 3 years now, so I think, him being here, and us working, all day long, you know what I mean? And then, us picking him up, from daycare, you know what I mean? And then us only having, 2 to 3 hours with him before he goes to bed, and me going to Ron's house on Tuesday, I don't get home a lot of times until he's like literally about to go to bed. You know what I mean? So I think that that's more what sits on me, you know what I mean? Because it's just that time taken away versus, I don't know.
Especially with your YouTube channel and then stuff as well, which I know you do after he goes to sleep, but still, I mean, I'm just saying it takes time away from family.
Oh yeah. No, it definitely does. I mean, yeah, and again, I mean, I guess to go back to my statement that I said earlier tonight on the podcast is, I mean, my time that I'm up at 3:30 a.m. is not because, I came home, my son went to bed and I went straight to work in there, like you said, no, that's also my content creation time. You know what I mean? So that's me creating a video, and whether I get it done in, an hour and a half or 2 hours, you know what I mean? Or, it takes me 4 hours to get it done, and I'm actually only spending 30 to 45 minutes down there on the wood stuff or, whatever. No, I mean, you're 100% right. I mean, there's a lot of times where in an ideal world, I'd love to move everything up. You know what I mean? Like in an ideal world, I'd like to get home at 4:30 or, get off work at 4:30, home by 5, you know what I mean? And then I would like to just instantly go straight in, to recording a video, you know what I mean? Then spend time with the son, do you know what I mean? And then anything, afterwards. But especially with content creation, I don't know. It's interesting because I think a lot of people, this is kind of shifting gears to something different for a different topic, but I think a lot of people look at content creation, and maybe a person could look at it this way and actually achieve this, but I don't want anybody listening to this podcast, to ever think that, content creation, in my opinion, if you take it seriously, you know what I mean, and you strive for perfection and you really want to, do something, it's a lot of fucking work. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's a lot of time, there's a lot of work, that goes into it, and especially, you know what I mean, like outside your, I don't want to say real world because content creation is real world, but you know what I'm saying? Like outside your everyday real world, shit, because it's a lot of work, man. I can't tell you how many times, where, like I said, I'm up super late trying to get it something done because I want to post it at this certain time, or I want to do it at this certain time, or I want to drop this video tomorrow, shit. You know what I mean? But it's like all these other things stack up, and I don't know. I mean, maybe I take it a little bit, I don't want to say too serious, but maybe I take it a little bit more, like, oh, I got to post a video tomorrow, or I've got to do this, versus thinking it in terms of like, fuck it. If I don't post it tomorrow, it's not a big deal. I'll just post this the next day. I mean, I got more shit to worry about, that's more precedent or whatever. You know what I mean? Maybe that's my flaw, but I very much strive to be like super consistent, on everything. Like, and that's either, me making promises to my, audience, that I make content for, or me making promises in the real world. I mean, sometimes I just kind of accidentally overlap them.
Right. Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. It is tough, man. I mean, even in my case, there's plenty of nights, streaming 3 nights a week, on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, especially now that when I first started streaming, my son wasn't here. A little over 2 years ago when I started streaming like when I first dived into content creation again, I think my wife had just gotten pregnant. I don't remember exactly. Princess, do you remember when I first started streaming, was my wife pregnant at the time, or I don't know if you remember, but I think she was like just pregnant when I decided to like take it seriously and really go for it.
Okay.
And my reasoning for then was because I thought, like, I don't want a normal life where I'm stuck at a 9 to 5 every day, getting home, and I have, you know, 2-3 hours with my kid, and then it's off to bed, and then repeat the next day. But then what's happened is, now that my son's here, 3 nights a week, I'm live streaming on Twitch, and then, like you said, every other night of the week, I mean, I'm working on videos, and I really don't think people understand just how much time it takes to make content when you're doing
Right.
it seriously. And especially, when you have, right now I don't, but through most of it, when you have a full-time job on top of that, plus a family, plus you're trying to do this, it's a fucking lot, man. I don't know. And I get that, and I'm bringing all that up because you made the statement about, with your kid with the woodworking, that, you're kind of like, oh, da, da. And I think sometimes the same thing sometimes. Sometimes I'm like, damn, it would be just easier to focus on excelling at a 9 to 5 job, um, moving up the ladder like I was in this last company, making great, I mean, at this last company, I was making $100,000 a year. I mean, I was bringing home, $1,300 net a week. It was decent money. Um, and that was after, contributing 10% to a 401k and all that. And,
Right.
well, I mean, I wasn't the whole time, but I'm saying that was the peak I reached at the company. And I was bringing home a lot of money. So it's definitely tough, man. It's hard to, um, it's hard, man. I don't know. I don't know why I'm bringing all that up now. I guess I'm just relating to everything you're saying about it.
Yeah, no, but I mean, but I get it. I mean, like I said, I mean, I think, I don't know. I mean, I don't know a whole lot about, content creation burnout. You know what I mean? And I don't know a whole lot about, people quitting or giving up early on and everything, because I haven't really dabbled a whole lot into that realm. But I mean, like, I could definitely understand, do you know what I mean, where a person would definitely get into creating content and fall off, do you know what I mean, or give up, or whatever their situation demands, because it is a lot of work. And I feel like people, like you said, I just feel like they don't see it that way. They look at somebody creating content or making a video on something, and they're like, oh, this video is 10 minutes. It took them 10 minutes to make that video. You know what I mean? It's like, no. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
It's like,
yeah. Uh-huh.
even if let's just take all editing out, right? Because I know my situation is completely different than your situation. You know what I mean, when it comes to the time spent in editing, right? I mean, mine, I think it's easy to say for myself, is way less than yours. But giving you an example here, like even taking editing out of it, I don't know about you, man, but there's not a time that I sit down and I record a 10-minute video in 10 minutes. Do you know what I mean? And then like I can like throw it into the editing software. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little, I mean, mine's a little different, like you said, because you're more doing Spitfire. For mine, it's like that, but it's with the script. So for like a lot of my reviews and stuff, because it's technical stuff, and like when I'm doing those type, it's a script. So it's me for hours and hours and hours writing a script, and then second draft, third draft, fourth draft, fifth draft, sixth draft, however many drafts. It's me sitting back here, like my wife sitting at her desk working, and me like basically reading the whole video out, the script, like as if I was reading it to the camera and seeing how it sounds, then changing this, changing that. On the flip side, like when I do tutorials, which is more, I think, like you, I do just kind of spitfire those. I just go, um, but yeah, those I like the one that's posting tomorrow that I did. I think I had to restart it. I don't know, 5 or 6 times. Like I had to re-record it about 5 or 6 times for like a 10-minute video. So yeah, it was it was very much like that. Um, yeah. What was my point? I forget what my point was. But yeah, so
Your
yeah,
your
I
your
get
wife
what
saying
you're
something here.
saying.
Your
That
wife saying something here in the live
it does
stream
that.
too. What is she saying?
Princess says, well, let me catch up. She says, because you vanished for months and I was confused. My wife says that's because he went on a few trips while I was pregnant. Princess says, okay. Yeah, I did travel and stuff a lot for work and would disappear. My wife says, and there was a period of time where he questioned if live streaming was what he wanted to do. Then my wife says, but I don't remember him not live streaming for months at a time. LOL. He's been pretty consistent for a couple years now, I think. Yeah, I've been consistent for about, I want to say, about 2 years, I think now, going on 2 years that I've been consistently making content. What I think Princess is referring to is before I started really the YouTube, like before I decided to become quote unquote consistent in creating content, I was just live streaming. And this was right when we met and stuff, babe. And I had started live streaming again, uh, just kind of as for fun or just kind of because. And then I kind of quit everything. And then, because I wasn't getting any viewers or anything. I think the only person I had was Princess at the time, maybe Ryan. I wasn't doing YouTube videos at the time. So I was literally just streaming on Twitch, which brings in nobody if you're not making content anywhere else. So I did take a little break then from streaming. And then I kind of decided like, okay, I do want to do this, but I realize I need to create other type of content elsewhere. And then I kind of, started the whole consistent creating content that I've been doing now for about 2 years. My wife says, I remember all that. That was after we were married. Yeah. So, but I'm saying I think I know what Prince is talking about, but there also was times when I was just traveling for work or traveling just because I did a lot of personal traveling as well, which I missed because of COVID. But anyways, yeah, and not even that, dude. Going back to what you're talking about, like people don't realize the time, and I hope people don't take this as bitching. I'm just talking, but like even like live stream stuff, dude. I think people think like, oh, it's turn on a camera, live stream for 4 or 5 hours, turn it off, you're done. But dude, I don't know how many times like just the other day I split up my audio sources and stuff so that when I record a video in OBS, my like it actually saves a file with multiple audio tracks so that I have an audio track for my music. I have an audio track for my Discord to people talking to me. And then I have an audio track for my microphone. And then I have an audio track for like game volume and stuff. So I have 4 separate audio tracks. That way, then in post, I can, individually turn up or down certain sounds, whether it's other people talking, whether it's game volume, whether it's music, any of that stuff. Um, and I mean, what I thought was going to be, something that took me an hour to do ended up taking me like 6 or 7 hours over the course of the week. And I mean, stuff like that happens all the time where like you try to do something to improve the stream a little bit. You think it's going to take an hour or two, and it ends up taking you, 6, 7 hours that week gone with that stuff. And then on top of, you know what I mean, creating videos, everything else, like even live streaming, because you're thinking just the act of live streaming takes, you know, let's say 12 to 15. If you do 3 days a week, 4 hours minimum, which is kind of like what the recommended like minimum is at least 3 days a week, 4 hours per stream. And some streams I go a little over. Saturdays I start a little early, so let's just say 12 to 15 range. Then you're talking about, you throw on, 5 to 10 hours of working on stuff to make the live stream better, whether it's back end stuff like emotes, whether it's back end stuff like, new graphics and stuff, or setting up different things, different scenes, all of that. You're talking just in live streaming a week that alone, without any of the other content, easily takes you 20 to 25 hours per week, uh, before anything else. Sorry, that was a little rant. Are you still there? Oh, hold on. Dude, tell me, do I have to repeat everything right now?
Perfect. Yeah. No, no, no. You don't have to, because what I ended up doing is I swapped headsets, and just so I can hopefully get your sound back. You were cutting in and out of me pretty choppy, so
Okay.
I swapped headsets, and then I replayed what you were. I played Twitch basically, and I was catching
Okay.
up to what you were saying, while I was waiting for you to pull me back in. No worries though. But I
Okay.
got you now, and you sound good. So,
Good.
um, yeah. No, I definitely. I don't know if you finished. Did you finish talking or no?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Sounds good. No, I mean, I definitely agree with you. I mean, yeah, there's so much time. I mean, your videos and your editing is way more. I mean, than what I do. But going back to the actual spitball, thing that we were talking about, when you mentioned it, the first time is yeah. So for me, I don't have a script. I don't write anything down. Best case scenario, I might have some bullet points, that I constantly look at or peek at, to reference. And with that being the case, even just that alone, I can't tell you how many times, do you know what I mean, where I click the start recording button, and I will get 5 minutes in, 7 minutes in, mess up on something because I don't know if you, well, I know, because you've seen my content, but anybody that's listening out there, I'm a hardcore, don't want to make any cuts or any splices. I'm very much like a one take. Like I want to start at the beginning of the video, and go to the end all in the same recording. So I will just constantly sit there and like start recording, get 5 minutes in, mess up on something, then instantly stop it, start back up from the beginning, you know what I mean? Get 10 minutes in, mess up on something, and I basically repeat that process. And yeah, there's been a lot of times where the wife is in the other room, just hears, fuck, I'm such an idiot. What the hell am I saying? Do you know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, there's been numerous of those times, but that's the kind of stuff, that's the kind of stuff that like nobody thinks about. They see a 10-minute video, you know what I mean? And they're thinking like, oh, it took this guy 10 minutes to do this. I could easily do this. I want to be a content creator tomorrow. You know what I mean? It's like,
Hmm.
it's way more work than that, I mean, I guess you don't really have to be that way. I guess a person could just click a record button, on an app on their phone or whatever they're doing, you know what I mean? And then just, roll with whatever and leave it at that. But I don't know. I mean, it's actually really hard to get a video under 20 minutes, at least for myself. Do you know what I mean? On any topic, it doesn't matter what the hell it is. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely partially your personality for sure, which isn't a bad thing. But I'm just saying, I can imagine how it'd be super hard. But I mean, even me, where I script stuff and things, it's still hard to cut it down a lot of times under. I mean, most of mine tend to fall in that 10 to 15-minute range, I think. I don't even actually know, to be honest. I try to be, I'm kind of like an oxymoron. I try to be, because I don't want to be like just some people where they do just turn on a camera, record, and upload something that's kind of crap. Like I'm constantly trying to improve my craft of it. But at the same time, I'm also trying to like, I like focus on making the improvements like that I see that I need to make, or that I read in comments, or wherever, that I feel like this is valid, I need to improve it. But then outside of that, I really, which we've talked about before, me and you, Codations, I really try to ignore most stuff after that, because in my mind, I'm just like, if I keep improving, if I keep like learning to make better and better and better videos, at some point, I'm gonna make really great videos, and they're going to do well. So I tend to ignore a lot of like, is it the right length like it's supposed to be? Do I have the exact right keywords or the exact right thumbnails? And again, I mean, lately I've been focusing more on some of that stuff, mainly from meeting you and seeing how much you think about like thumbnails and stuff. That's gotten me to think a little more about it. But for me, I've always personally tried to improve my craft of the actual recording, my presence on the camera, cuts at my editing, things like that. My princess says, my mind is so figgy, lol, foggy. Then princess says, oh Lord, I'm dumb. Wait, why did you say you were dumb? My wife says, I just remember stuff based on important life events, lol. Princess says, laugh my ass off. My wife says, it's crazy how much time everything takes. It is. I mean, like I said, I don't think people realize just how much it does. That's why when people are always like, oh, I want to start making YouTube videos, I'm like, cool, like just start making them because it's going to take you a lot more time than you think, and it's going to take you a lot more time than you think to make better content.
Oh
Especially,
yeah, for
when you're
sure.
talking to someone, because you can kind of gauge people's personalities you're talking to them, and sometimes you just know like it's going to take you a while to find your voice on a camera because you're not the most like fluent, whatever, not fluent, but what's the word I'm looking like, like you just know they're not going to have that great of presence starting off on a camera. Someone like you where
Right.
you already kind of have the personality for it, I think it makes it a hell of a lot easier to start.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I definitely would second that. I mean, like obviously with any craft, with anything, you know what I mean? I mean, yeah, there's some people just have a natural, you know what I mean, like ease into some things based on, whatever they kind of already skill, would a skill be a word? Not really a skill because it's not something that I've learned, I don't think, but maybe it is. I don't know. But you know what I'm saying? And I do agree with that. I mean, like my personality allows me to be comfortable, a lot easier. Like behind a camera. Like at first, obviously, if you go back and watch some of like my very first videos that I created, it was awkward, right? Like it wasn't terrible in the sense of like, like this is what this is going to do, but it was more awkward as in like I don't really know how to position myself, like talking about this game, right, or talking about this thing, versus now it's just, I mean, it's literally like nothing to me. Now, I click the camera on, and I can literally just sit there and roll with it, and what's even more funnier, geez Louise, what's even really funny is I now like I it's weird. I literally do practice my shit all the time, all day long, every day. Like I literally will be walking around the house and I'll randomly like walk into the kitchen, no joke, and the wife will be in there doing something, and I'll just be like, "Welcome back to the channel, everybody!" Like I literally just do that all the time. You know what I mean? Because like it's just literally like
You
second
sound
nature
like
to
my
me
daughter
now.
doing TikTok dances.
But I literally do it all the time, like, and like I said, I mean, and now it's like nothing for me, to just, get on, camera and do something. But where I lack, and I think you excel at, Derek, is, and it might be more based upon scripting, but I think where you excel at is like, in my opinion, like staying on topic, do you know what I mean? And like just getting the information that you need across in the video. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, just way, in my opinion, way better than mine. Because I think mine, like I said, I free ball it, I spitball it, you know what I mean? Like, the entire video. You know what I mean? And even if I have bullet points, sure, I'll look at those bullet points and reference something, but it's not like saying, "Hey, make sure you mention this one thing about this thing." No. It's literally like a 2-word bullet point, that says, arena in the game. You know what I'm saying? So then I go to the arena section and then I look down at the time and I'm like, "Fuck, I've spent 4 minutes talking about arena and I've got 10 more tips, you know what I mean, to cover in this video." You know what
I
I'm
can
saying?
tell you,
Like it's
yeah, I can tell you what helped me out tremendously
okay.
over the last 2 years. Lots of comments on my videos saying, "Can you get to the fucking point? Oh my god, this guy's fucking retarded. Can he get to the fucking point? I don't want to sit here for 10 minutes listening to him talk about his goddamn life. Oh my god, are you kidding me? This guy talking about nothing for 10 minutes." Yeah, kind of got
That's
to me.
fucking funny. That's
It was
hilarious.
like, oh, okay, maybe I should, get to shit a little faster.
Maybe I should not
Maybe
sit
I
here and
shouldn't go on
talk
a
for
10-minute
25
tangent
minutes.
about how I'm, need to go to the gym today, but I'm trying to bust out this video before.
Yeah, and that probably is, and that yeah, she said that's why he started scripting. Yeah, I know, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, like it definitely helps out a lot, but the problem is, I mean, and the reason why I didn't script is because what if I was to script, I'm telling you, maybe I get better at it, but I would sound like a fucking robot, like an idiot. I would literally sit there and be like, I'm going to take a look at the arena now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like not and plus I'm not like the best reader like whatsoever. And so I know for a fact that I would be staring at the screen for like 3 minutes trying to read like two sentences, and then finally I would be like, oh yeah, that's what I'm supposed to say. This is you know what I'm saying? I was not the guy in elementary school or like grade school where they were like doing popcorn reading and then they would like hop on me and I was like the guy volunteering to read the sentence. No, that was not me. I was totally like book over my face, like I'm not trying to read anything. And the moment she would call on me, I would like take forever to read, and then like eventually she'd just stop calling on me. She'd go to like the fastest reader in the class. And I was like,
Princess
no, no.
Princess says, laugh my ass off. I think that's why YouTube has where you can put timestamps in your video. Yeah, those are my favorite comment, Princess, are the ones that say video starts at, and then they timestamp it for me, my video. I get those. I used to get those quite a lot. I will say that's also the metric I use to determine how much better I've gotten, as it used to be video starts at 10 minutes and something, and now it's like video starts at 2 minutes or 3 minutes and something.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And I've used
Hunter
I
says, too much, too much talking, bro. And then he said, fail much. Hey, Hunter, how are you doing tonight, my friend?
welcome
Princess,
to the
or like
stream,
those
sir.
those intros that are 10 minutes long, laugh my ass off. You know what, Princess? That used to be mine.
Hey, I will tell you one thing though. I will tell you one thing, D. There's been times, I'll be honest with you, there's been times where I tune into your videos, you post something, and then I'm listening to it in the background, and all of a sudden I'm like, this motherfucker hasn't kicked off his intro yet. What the hell is what the hell is what's going on? I click on the video. I'm like, damn, we're fucking 2.5 minutes in and he still ain't kicked his intro. There's been times where I'm sitting there thinking, but I'm like, oh, whatever. I mean, the video is still only 15 minutes. So, I mean, it's whatever, I mean, whatever he wants to do. Cause see, for me, I do still get those, I mean, I still get those same comments, all the time. People are, posting timestamps, like, oh, he finally drops the redemption code, the brand new redemption code at 4 minutes and 35 seconds. He's like, I only came here for the redemption code video. That should be a 5-minute video. It's a 15-minute video, and we're already 5 minutes in. He hasn't dropped the code yet. So, like, I've definitely get those all the time. I mean, the rant videos, I can't tell you how many times I record a 60-second intro, like literally like me talking about and telling you what the video is going to be about. There's been so many times I look down and it's like 1:30. And I'm like, fuck. I'm like, that's way too long. Like my average view duration is like 2.5 minutes. I haven't even gotten to the point in 2.5 minutes. It's like these people are gonna just tune out because I'm not even giving them what they want. It's I don't know. It's
It's
fun.
tough, man. And that's
Oh
the
yeah.
flip side of it, dude. We're talking about all the time it takes, away from family, especially when you're working a full-time job, and just all the time in general it takes to make this stuff. But then on top of that, dude, like, I'll tell you what, man, anything you do that involves having to like deal with the public is fucking rough, dude. Like it is mentally fucking draining, man.
Oh
Like
yeah.
I mean, just the amount of people, especially I feel like with the internet, especially when it comes to content creation and with the attention spans we now have and just in general. I mean it like, and because everybody's behind, like I've worked, I before I got into my main career, I worked in retail and stuff, and I've dealt with like, shitty people and stuff in retail. I was a store manager. Well, I was assistant manager at a Family Dollar. Then I was a store manager at a Dollar General. Like, so I've dealt with public, but like with when anonymity or anonymity, when anonymous stuff comes into play, like it's a whole new level, dude. When people like can hide behind a screen name, they'll just fucking let you have it, man.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, yeah, definitely 100%. And like what's really funny is one of the biggest things that I don't know that I haven't gotten I used to let it bother me a lot, man, but like one of the biggest things that I used to do is I used to read the comments on my videos, right? Like every time I drop a video and I used to read every single comment, which I still do now, but I'm saying but I used to read every comment and I would totally 100% take it, at face value. So like I would literally like look at it and I was like, wait a second. I'm like, this guy's fucking, he's saying that I'm talking way too long. Am I talking way too long? Hold on. Should my intro be shorter? You know what I mean? Like I was literally like, I was literally like analyzing every single comment, and then I was even trying to like manifest my content, around whatever those comments were. Or like if a person is like, hey, we don't give a shit, this video is completely pointless. There's been multiple times I tell the wife, I leave the room, the office, and I tell the wife, I'm like, babe, I just created a video. I dropped it on the thing, last night. And, I've gotten, a comment on there that's telling me that it's pointless. Like, should I take the video down? Like, Like, is it really that pointless? You know what I'm saying? But it's like, I had to get over that, I had to, realize that, it's not, it's not that way for everybody. It's just these, random internet trolls, that are trying to, put whatever they think, on everything else. But
yeah, I think, because it's funny, because I did that in the beginning too. Like now they don't bother me.
there.
I mean, what?
I can't hear you all of a sudden. Hold on. If you can hear me, I
Oh,
can't hear you. Why can't I hear you? That's not good. Why am I having so many freaking sound issues, dude?
can you hear me now?
Yeah, you can hear me. I figured you could. I know. That's why I was still talking. I'm going to disconnect and reconnect.
All right. Well, I'm gonna while he's disconnected, reconnecting. Let me kind of chat. Hunter says, "Sorry, it takes so much." Oh no, dude, I'm not complaining, Hunter. Like, Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can.
Let me just say right off the bat, Hunter, I'm not complaining. Again, Codation, I was pulling back in. Hunter says, "Sorry, it takes so much to make." I think he's talking about like to make content and stuff, and that it's so like I'm not complaining. I love doing it. That's why I do it. We're more talking about like we just don't think people understand the amount of work and the amount of mental fortitude you have to build to deal with people on the internet when you create on the internet because of anonymous people and stuff. But I don't like regret it one bit. I love doing it. I love that I'm like finally making some money with it. Like, now that I've been doing it consistently for like 2 months, like making a couple, $100 a month, like I'm pumped that it's growing. So I'm not complaining at all. Like just to make sure that's clear to anybody watching or listening to this podcast. It's just I think interesting to talk about. It's just not something a lot of content creators talk about. Prentice says, "Yeah, it's bad. LOL. You have to treat people like they're children." Hunter says, "I'm going to become an airplane mechanic." Dude, that sounds really cool, man. That'll be nice and fun. I would love to be able to. I'd love to get a pilot's license. I don't want to fix them, but I'd love to someday have a pilot's license. Prentice says, "Some people just get off at making people upset. My wife says it's so stupid. That is the truth." My wife says because they hate their lives. Prince says they literally live on the internet doing that. Is so pathetic. A lot of them grown ass adults. My wife says I like the EB family. They dedicate a YouTube video to reading and responding to rude comments. LOL. They make fun of them. Hunter says no one does, bro. You're lucky that you got that opportunity. It's not luck, Hunter. I not to get in a debate about it because I always end up getting in a debate with people about luck. There's no luck involved. It's hella lots of work. I guess there's some luck involved, but I was blessed enough to be born in the United States where we have fast internet and access to devices. So
I love the direction of luck you go.
But it's not luck. Lots of fucking work.
I know, but it's just funny. It's hilarious that that's the direction you went with it. You're like, no, I mean, I guess it is a little bit of luck. I mean, I was born in the United States, like not luck in the sense of like, like giving handed whatever, you know what I mean? But you go down the road.
I wasn't handed shit, dude.
No. I know that. I'm agreeing with you, but I'm saying it's just funny that that's what you went down because it was just I was like listening to it. And I was waiting for you to come in. Like, wait a second. He said there is luck. What the fuck luck is he talking about? And then all of a sudden you say, oh, I was born in the United States. Oh yeah, that's.
But I don't even know if that's luck, honestly. Honestly, you want my truth. Like, this is philosophical right here. This is getting into that kind of territory. And there will be tons of people that disagree with me. But I actually believe the shittier your life is, the better chance you have if you work hard of making it. Because everybody loves a fucking underdog. Everybody. Like you go to your boss and I mean, colleges, they literally give out scholarships looking for people that like are in the thick of shit and somehow are getting good grades and like doing all that. Like they love that shit. So just my opinion, but but what
No,
I
but
was
I
gonna
would.
say
But
before Codation's
go
gonna
ahead. Go
hear
ahead.
is I was just gonna say, yeah, I used to do that too, where like, read every comment and get like, oh, I gotta change this. But then what I discovered was at the beginning I'd have people be like, oh, this video's too long. You need to get to the point faster. And then I'd like flip around and really do it short. And then you'd have people coming, this video isn't in depth enough. It doesn't go deep. So it's like you very quickly learn as a content creator, you can't win. Like no matter which way you do it, there's gonna be people that just comment mean shit and complain. So you kind of just learn like, okay, be yourself, make the content you enjoy. Some people will like it, some people will hate it. Just try to improve on it, basically.
Right, right. And yeah, and like I said, and I totally agree with that. I mean, yeah, there is absolutely no way to win. And or like you said, please everybody. Like, I've had so many people that come into my streams. I don't stream, but in my videos on my comments or my Discord, and they'll say something. They're like, "Oh my gosh, dude, you totally need to play this game." You know what I mean? And at the time, my channel was first, starting, to grow.
Mhm.
I had like a couple hundred subs. I literally was sitting here thinking, like, oh my gosh, like I totally should check that game out. Right. So like I would pick it up and maybe I would do like one video on it and I would literally get like 10 views, and I'm like, okay, why the fuck did I play this game? Do you know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden I'm like, and then I'd have, 50 comments on that video. Hey, why'd you make a video on this game? You know what I mean? You should be playing the other game that you enjoy playing, that you've been creating content on. And I'm like, yeah, I totally should do that. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, you can't please everybody literally. And like I said, and that's the hardest part, or not hardest part. That's the part, that I think every content creator has to just learn. You just kind of have to go through that spell, and you got to find what works best for you, And like I said, and that's kind of, I don't know, that's kind of what I had to do as well.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. My wife says should have been born in Canada. All the YouTubers we watch are up there. All my favorite YouTubers are Canadian for some reason. Don't ask me why, but they are. Literally everybody I watch on YouTube, like consistently, I believe, like I would say 90% of them are Canadians. My wife says, anyways, I'm going to
That's
bed. Have a good
interesting.
night, Codations and Princess. Have a good night, baby. Hunter says, bro, you doing good. You killing this shit. Thank you, Hunter. I'm doing my best. Uh, which actually, speaking of that, and not to like, not Hunter, don't take this the wrong way, but we're talking about like all the negative stuff. I've also learned what's interesting to me, and I don't know if this is the same for you or not, Gradations, but I've also had to learn to block out the good comments, not just the negative. I've basically had to like, I think a lot of content creators think like you just got to ignore the haters. I think you got to ignore both sides. You got to ignore like the people that do nothing but like pump you up on your channel, and you got to like ignore the people that do nothing but, because the people that only pump you up on your channel, like the people that like are out there trying to be like, I'm trying to help this YouTuber by like just being super positive to them because I like them, they don't actually help you improve your content. It's kind of the stuff in the middle that actually causes you to look at stuff and fix stuff in your content and grow. I don't know. So again, I mean, and I don't mean ignore it as in like I don't read them or listen to them. I mean, I read and respond to every single comment on every single video, future, past, and present. Literally, even videos from 2 years ago that still gets views, I still comment on or reply to every single comment. Which is a fucking lot of work in and of itself. But anyways,
Oh yeah.
have you found that at all, that you have to like, well, let me catch up on chat real quick. Hunter says Buddy is trying hard. Buddy is trying hard. Who is he? Codations? What do you mean he's trying hard? Prentice says that's the same thing people do when they ask me to paint something. I'm like, why? This is just benefiting you. Prentice says if you ignore the good comments though, you don't know what you're doing right. Hunter says, nah, bro, your stream is fun. Your buddy is dude, don't be a jackass. Why you be see what I mean? You gotta ignore it.
I'm so confused. What they say? I didn't know what they
Hunter
said.
said, nah, bro, your stream is fun. Your buddy is annoying. Mhm.
Oh, that's okay. No
Princess says,
worries.
if you ignore the
I'm
good
not.
comments, though, you don't know what you're doing right. Um, yeah, I'm not talking about ignoring the good comments. I just mean there's people. I'm talking about people that what would be the word, that kind of, you can tell that they're only trying to, I don't, almost give you a big head for no real reason. I don't really know how to explain it. I don't, Codation, do you know what I'm talking about? I mean, have you?
Yeah, no, I totally get what you're saying. I mean, because the I guess what you're trying to get across is you can't let the really good comments get to you to the point to where you think that there's no room for improvement or there's nothing to improve on, so you kind of like, stop putting in that additional effort, you know what I mean? Because you're allowing that to think like, oh, I'm golden, I'm set, you know what I mean? I don't need to keep on trying to work to make it anything better, and I think that that's a really good mindset to have. You got to take the good comments and the bad comments relatively the same. You read them, you're like, oh, thanks, man. That's great. Move on. You know what I mean? And versus looking at it as in terms of like, oh, dude, I'm doing 100%. This is where it's at. I can just stop trying now, stop putting that extra work instead of putting that 110% into my content. I'm only going to put in, 75% now because I can just coast. You know what I mean? Versus still trying to constantly perfect it and make it better. I
Yeah.
think that's the way that I look at it anyways. I mean, I look at the comments and I like the comments. And there is some times where I do get a little bit of, not a big head, but I do get a little bit of like excitement out of those comments. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I don't know, but at the same time, I try not to get wrapped too much into the good comments or the bad comments. And I just try to, continue on my path and grind it out, as I want it, as I see fit.
Right. And I think I also like I agree with everything you said, but I also think I take it a step further in that, because what I see a lot of content creators do is they um and I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm saying I struggle with this just like every human, which is why I found I've had to do this. But I mean, you can almost get too big of a head if you're just listening to the good comments, I guess is what I'm saying. And I don't mean a big head as in like you think your shit's the best, but yeah, kind of like you're saying, it's like a mixture of, but also on the flip side, like you start thinking like, all these people love your content. And then I think you can get to the point where like, then if those people move on or those people, I don't know. I guess what you're saying is the truth of it. I do think I take it a step further in that I just ignore. Actually, let me rephrase it this way. I ignore any comment that's not giving me constructive feedback. I read it, I respond to it, but it doesn't take up any of my brain space. The only comments I actually focus on are comments where I realize they can help me improve as a creator. The rest, whether they're good or bad, I just ignore them almost because my focus is always just on improving the content. Does that make sense?
Yeah, nope, I completely understand what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, and that's not a bad way of looking at it. I mean, yeah, I mean, like Princess says here in the chat, different strokes for different folks. I mean, that's pretty much the way it is. I mean, you look at him one way, and I look at him one way. I mean, like I said, I'm still relatively new. I mean, I'm less than a year old, content creator, and there's still times, what I mean, where I review the comments and look at the comments, and I try to, like you said, not really look too much into them, just kind of like look past them. Oh yeah, but there's still times where I get caught up in them, where I'll look at something and I'm just like, man, does that person have a point? You know what I mean? Like, what is going on here? And then I will review it, kind of second guess it. And then I stop myself. I'm like, oh, I don't need to get too much into this. It's just one person, it's one comment, what I mean? It's not the end of the world. I created the content, I wouldn't have posted it if I wasn't pleased with, with the content, that kind of thing. And a lot of that, it really just depends. I mean, dude, don't get me wrong. I mean, there's a lot of troll comments too. I mean, I remember when I first got started, dude, I used to get a lot of flack for, a lot of flack for what would I say here? Talking way too fast was one. I think that was one that they used to always comment on my videos, like, slow down, do you ever take a breath? You know what I mean? Like, geez Louise, you can't even, you gotta slow the video down to really understand the guy. And then I also got the other end of it where they're like, dude, you say a lot, you say yeah a lot, you say, all these filler words so many times. And I used to get so freaking hell bent, dude. Like I would talk to the wife and I'm like, I can't fucking help it. That's the way I talk. That's just me. You know what I mean? That's my personality. I mean? I can't, I can't like just, break that up and, chop, do whatever, to make it work. And so I eventually just got over it, you know?
Yeah, like I said, I think you start to that's like we kind of said a little bit ago. I think you kind of start to realize you're never gonna please everybody, and you kind of realize like all I can do
Hmm.
is be me, and that's it. And if people don't like it, they don't like it. If they do, cool.
Right.
Princess or Hunter says different content for different folks. Then he says, "Guy is speaking truth. Your guy is true as fuck." He says, "Love the game, guys. Who are you streaming with?" This is Codations. Codations does uh gaming content, mobile gaming content, videos on YouTube. So his channel is youtube.com/codations, Kodeations. But he does like I think lately he's been doing a lot of videos on the Skylanders release game, the rework of the Skylanders game on mobile. But he does games like that, different idler games or whatever. What are they called? Codations?
Yeah, they're gotcha style games, like hero collector games. That's pretty much the genre that I fit in, Hunter. All of my videos are based around different idle mobile games. So
Yeah. Uh, yeah. So, but anyways, and yeah, Hunter. I mean, you said different content for different people. Yeah, that's true, dude. But like, it's never right, ever, to like come on a stream and say that somebody else on the stream is annoying or something. Like, it's never okay to be a rude asshole. Like, you know what I mean? So that's all I was saying. Just making sure that's very clear on my stream.
it's okay, D. Don't worry about it, my dude. It's all good. Don't sweat it.
Oh no, I'm not sweating it. I don't listen, man. I could Hunter says, "My bad, bro." No, no, no worries at all. I'm just letting you know. Like it's not. I've had people that have been. I had a guy that has been in the channel because I think it's an interesting thing to talk about. I've had a guy that was in the channel for over a year. He was a regular, and I don't know what the hell got into him, but one day he was just like talking shit on everybody in the chat. He was talking shit on other people I was playing with, and I banned him instantly. I don't fuck around with it. Uh, I think your community is the single most important thing you have as a content creator. Personally, that's my take on it. And I will ban or get rid of thousands of people to protect my 5 or 10 people that might be part of the community. Because I think if you don't, your community becomes toxic if you allow it to. So I weed that shit out real quick, personally. Princess says, "Wait, what happened?" Nothing happened. I'm just talking about like people being assholes online, and that I don't put up with it. And not that. And again, I'm not saying you were being an asshole, Hunter. I'm just saying that's why I don't like, when people say names or say mean remarks or anything like that. So again, I'm not saying nothing specific about you. I just think it's an interesting topic because I'm definitely one of those people that think the community is the most important, which should be a good thing to you, Hunter, because it means you stick around and become part of this community and continue to grow in it. Means I got your back, brother. Anyways, yo, my go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
No, go
No, go
ahead. I
ahead.
was
Go
just
ahead.
gonna say
What
my
were you gonna say?
OBS just did this like weird fucking thing where it's like my preview got squished for some. I don't know. Anyways, it has nothing to do with anything. I just looked at my OBS and it was jacked up.
Because you said OBS, I'm just going to mention this here too. This other headset is still doing the same thing, and the only thing that they have in common is they are both Bluetooth. So I wonder if there's something wrong with my Bluetooth on my
Mm,
machine.
I don't know. I mean, I somebody would already mention if it was like happening on my stream and stuff with my mic. So I don't know. Could be. You don't have like yeah, I don't know, dude. I've never had much luck with I'll tell you what, dude. I love PC, but sometimes I think about the Mac operating system just because of the way everything play like it's all expensive, it's all overpriced
Yeah.
shit, but the way that it all plays together, dude, is fucking amazing. I mean, the way that the AirPod Pros will connect to your phone and then automatically switch to your Mac if you start using that just because of the software they have because everything's that closed ecosystem. Like I've never had luck with Bluetooth on my computer. That's why I have these expensive ass $250 uh Audio Technica Bluetooth headphones and I still use them with a wire on my PC. because Bluetooth sucks on PC.
So yeah, so I don't know, man. I'm kind of feel the same way as you are. But what's interesting is I've never had any issues with connecting Bluetooth to this PC until like I don't know, like 2 or 3 days ago. Like I said, and I noticed it all through Discord. Now, again, the only two factors here are me on two different Bluetooth headsets and me talking through Discord on both of those headsets. So I guess I haven't really done the true test with other things besides Discord. You know what I mean? I want to know if it's is Bluetooth good for for phones? Yeah, I mean, like it really just depends. Like I said, I mean, both of my headsets, one of them is $80 and the other one is $60, and I've never had a single issue with them whatsoever. And I use both of them on Mac and PC, so I don't know. I don't think it's the headphones because obviously it's it's happening between both of them. So I think I don't know if it's a Discord thing, you know what I mean, or if it's a I don't know, or if it's something to do with I don't know, my PC settings for whatever reason. Maybe something happened recently and it's just goofed up because for whatever reason it's only started doing it recently. It never did this literally like a week ago. So I don't know. I'm not really
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, I've had Bluetooth dongles depending on what kind of dongle your computer has or doesn't have.
I'm
I've
not
had
I'm not
those.
I'm not using one. It's on the motherboard.
Oh, okay. I will say I've had those go bad to where they mess up and have issues. But anyways, Princess, yeah,
I
says
didn't
is
hear you
Bluetooth
cut
good for
out. What'd you
phones?
say?
Nothing important. Uh, I mean, phones. I don't have any issues with Bluetooth on my phones. Phones are great.
Mm-mm.
I mean, whether I've had Android phones or iPhones, it's just on my PC computers that I've just always seemed to have issues with Bluetooth, to where they just don't quite work great. But that's just me. Hunter says, ain't going nowhere. Good, dude. I don't want you to go nowhere, man. I appreciate having you part of the community. He says, yo, thought I would say I had the best ending on Cyberpunk, a ride through the desert with the boo. Had to give the end, won't tell you how it happened. Well, I appreciate that. I just did my first ending, which I guess was the normal ending. So now I'm probably gonna play through because I know to reach some of the other ones, like the one you're probably talking about is with Pan Am. So I know like you have to do her quest line to basically get her on your side before that one unlocks to where you can then end where she tries to help you overtake the end and all that. So I'm super excited to try that sometimes as well. Prentice says, I want to get my boyfriend some Bluetooth headphones from Amazon, but I don't want him to not like them. LOL. I mean, I think nowadays most Bluetooth headphones are pretty damn good, even cheap ones. I just did a review on a set last week. I think it's on my channel of these $40 ones that a company sent me that I got. I forget the name of them. I don't have them by me. Um, they were like they're normally $60. They had them on sale, $20 off. $40. I use them at the gym and everything, like for a week. Sweating. Run. I mean, they work great. Never had an issue. And then I just picked up these ones, which I haven't done a review on yet. I just got these ones, which are like $60. They have active noise cancellation. They have transparency mode, where you can, hear what's going on around you, or you can block out what's going around you. They have both transparency mode and active noise cancellation. They're the truly wireless, so like no band, no nothing. They're kind of like AirPods, but they're shaped a little different. Prentice says, "Do those fall out of your ear?" I've never had issues with any of them falling out of my ears, to be honest.
Princess, let me interject really quick. If you are looking for I mean, in my opinion, very good over the ear headphones. I have a pair that I have bought, and I have also got like multiple other people to buy them. But again, if they are over the ear that you're looking for, I can send you a link in Discord. But if you're looking for more of like a pod like he has,
Well, yeah,
like Derek was just showing, then yeah, then he's gonna have to hook you there because
yeah.
I don't.
I'm
I don't
not.
put I don't put anything in my ear, and the reason why I don't is because my inner ears, for whatever reason, are never big enough, to house those actual like earbuds, and so my ear just starts getting super sore. I mean,
What do you
on
mean you
the
can't see the
inside.
chat, Hunter? Um, yeah,
Earbud types. Okay.
yeah. I want to get them. Okay, yeah. Well, I was gonna say the ones I just did a review on are more like sport ones, so they have the clip that goes over your ear. They're still in ear, earbud style, but these are the ones where they just go in your ear. They're more like AirPod style. There's nothing. The other ones I just did a review on wrap all the way around your ear. Those sounded great as well. They just didn't have active noise cancellation or transparency mode or anything like that. But with most in-ear ones, if you get the right, like if you actually go through the tips and try the different tips and find the ones that fit your ear well, uh, most earbud style block out, I would say at least 90% of the noise anyways. Prentice says that brand yeah, that's why I picked up these ones, because I did the review on the ones I just did, the company sent me them. I get sent a lot of stuff by companies that I do reviews on. Like the two new lights that I'm using that you can't see. I got a review coming out on those. They replaced my main lights that I use for streaming and stuff. Newer sent me these. They're like $200 lights. So I got a review coming out of those. Um, but anyways, I don't know why. I guess that was a small flex. I don't really know. Brands send me stuff. I have gotten to the point where brands send me stuff, and it's kind of cool. All right.
Yeah,
But
well,
anyways,
let me enter. Go ahead.
so yeah, those ones I bought, and they were by a company that's new on Amazon, which is why they're sending out stuff and trying to get YouTubers and stuff to review them. But then I wanted to compare them to a pair that was in the same price range, that had really good reviews on Amazon. So these Tozos are actually, they have thousands and thousands. I think the one set of them. This is the ones that are a little more, the NC9s that are $60. They have pairs that are like $40, and they have like 100,000 reviews, or I don't know, crazy amount, and they're rated really, really high, like 4.6, 4.7 out of 5. So I wanted to compare like the highly rated ones that were in the same price ones as the ones I just did a review on. So I picked these ones up myself just to test them out. Anyways, what were you gonna say, Codations?
No, I was actually just going to ask you to go more in depth on the brand thing, because I freaking think that that's awesome. You mean that
There's
you
nothing
get
to go on
that you get
depth with.
random.
There's nothing to go on depth with. All that's happened is because I do a lot of reviews on tech, and to be honest, like people are like, "Oh, how can I get like it happened because I always buy my own tech all the time." I mean, I'm sitting here like as a streamer because I had a good job and could buy my own gear, like crazy gear, like, using a DSL camera on my stream, and I mean, just all kinds of different gear that I have, fancy headphones, microphones, and I did reviews of those which have done well. I just caused brands to start reaching out to me, offering to send me products. I don't get paid for most of them yet. I'm not big enough to really get paid. But the one nice thing is I get products for free in exchange for agreeing to do a review. Now they have no set, like, I don't disclose that because again, I'm not making any money. I'm just getting the product for free. And number two, they it's not like a sponsorship like where they get to see the video before they literally just send me the product, and I make like anything I want to say. There's no script, there's no contract, there's no, so I don't really disclose it. I mean, I guess I am disclosing it right now, but I'm saying I don't disclose it in each individual video, just
Right.
because it's not like a sponsorship. I'm not
Right.
making any money, and they have no say over the content. They're literally just like, they're like, oh, you make reviews, we like your reviews. Here, we're gonna send you this product. So
Right.
Princess
Right. Right.
says that brand has good reviews on Amazon. Let me ask, are there earbuds, microphones that are best suited for certain phones? No, the only thing that you need to worry about nowadays is you want to get something that's at least Bluetooth 5.0 or better. The reason being is with the release of Bluetooth 5.0, what like a year ago with Bluetooth 4. Whatever, and before that, uh let's say like when you're listening to music, no worries. Let's say you're watching like a YouTube video or something, the audio and the video would be slightly out of sync. So the audio would be delayed by like a half of a second. So the lips and stuff wouldn't match up. With 5.0, with the release of that, they're perfectly in sync. So as long as you got something that's 5.0, you're good. If you have an older phone that doesn't have Bluetooth 5.0, you might still have some problems, but at least as you upgrade phones, whenever your phone has Bluetooth 5.0 as well, then you won't have that anymore. And again, it's not a big deal. It's just like a half of a second behind the audio versus the video. But it's a little bit annoying if I'm being honest. So nowadays, anything I use is Bluetooth 5.0 or higher. Brenda says, sorry I'm asking so many questions. No, that's what it's for. Hunter says, what game headset do you use? This is not a gaming headset. I use gaming headsets for years, expensive ones. And to be honest, coming from a audio background, working in a church in the sound department, the audio video department of a church for years and years and years, I know good video, I know good audio, hence why the quality seems to be pretty good on my streams and stuff. I kind of got to the point where I was like, you know what, gaming headsets are a ripoff. And I use an external mic anyways. I don't need headphones with a mic. So I went the route of just using normal, expensive headphones, which these are the Audio Technica headphones. I use Audio Technica mic. I like Audio Technica or Shure products. For headphones, Audio Technica or Sennheiser make really good ones. You know, for computers, for gaming and stuff. Anyways, what were you going to say, Codations? I'm sorry. Oh, did I lose him again?
No, I'm here. I'm
Okay.
listening.
What were I was saying, what were you going to say?
Oh, nothing. I was just the whole reason why I was asking about the whole brand thing is because I don't know. I mean, I was curious because you do always seem to get, you mean, like, brands reaching out that would be like, hey, test this out, do a review on this or whatever they ask you to do. But I was just curious on that note because I have not gotten asked by any brands, but I have reached out to brands and I have gotten zero anywhere with it. Like one of them is the brand of that Bluetooth headset that I bought off of Amazon that, like I said, I swear by. I mean, I absolutely love the $60 headphones. And I haven't seen anybody in like the gaming realm, like really talk anything about it because it's literally, I do the same thing you do, right? Like I use an external mic, you know what I mean? And so like, I'm not using the headset for the mic purposes, but instead, I'm using it for, the audio sound and obviously that it's Bluetooth and how well it works. But I just wanted to, potentially, try to do some sort of, affiliate thing or whatever with them. And so I did reach out to their website, filled out the affiliate, form thing that they had, sent them an email, and I followed up with it and I've heard nothing. And I just thought this would be like super good exposure, even if they didn't even give me, like the affiliate thing, you know what I mean? But I haven't heard anything and I just didn't know how you've handled that or if you weren't even doing that. And it sounds like you're not. It sounds like these people are finding your review channel on YouTube, you know what I mean? And then they're probably just saying like, oh dude, we could totally use this guy as an influencer, let's send him a product of ours and let him test it out. I don't know, that's what I was curious on.
Yeah, and let me answer that real quick to answer Princess's question. She said, "So would a Bluetooth 5.0 earbud be bad for a Fort?" No, it's all backwards compatible, so you don't want to worry about that. But you do want 5.0, even if you only have a 4.2 phone, because eventually you're going to upgrade your phone and it'll be 5.0, and you'll want that 5.0. So Bluetooth is all backwards compatible. But any earbud you would buy from this moment, for like today's date on, you want to have 5.0, even if your phone's 4.2 or whatever. Um, anyways, yeah, to answer your question, man, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I get people. That's also the reason I don't mention it a lot, because as soon as I do, the first question I get from everybody, and I'm not like, we're close, me and you, we're friends, so I don't care to talk about this stuff. But I'm saying if I mention it most other times, the first thing I get is people. I mean, I remember the first couple times I mentioned like, oh, they sent me this product for free to review. I can't tell you how many like DMs and stuff I got on YouTube and even on Twitter, people finding me on Twitter and stuff, asking how to get these companies to send them free products. And the truth is, I just don't have an answer, because literally it just came from, I don't know. I don't know if it's like, if there's a company that does it, that does the reviews for all of these products, that are over like I mean, because most of it's like, I mean, some of it's name brand, like Newer. They're not a unknown brand. They're Newer's in the photography world. I mean, they're a budget brand, but they've been around for years. Like most people in the photography world will have heard the name Newer products. Uh, I mean, I use a lot of their little devices even before they. I think my tripod's a newer tripod. I think my monopod's a newer tripod. Um, so I'm not exactly sure how it works, to be completely honest. I just know that I started doing reviews on my channel of tech when I would buy it. And then I would say probably like, and I did this for, I mean, I've been making reviews on tech products I buy myself for, I don't know. I mean, again, consistent like since 2 years ago, consistently. And it was probably about like, I mean, like 2 years of doing it. 6 months ago is when I had like the first company reach out to me, like offering to send me a product. And then I accepted that one. And it's just been here and there, ever since then. I mean, it's not like crazy amounts. I
Right.
might have one or two brands a month reach out to me and send me stuff. Well, I probably have three or four, but I'll have one or two that I'll accept a month. I don't accept every brand that offers me stuff because sometimes I just don't have a use for the product, or I already, I just don't have a use for it or something, and there's just no reason to. I don't want to commit to making a video or something in my time if it's not something just because, you know what I mean? Like I'm not trying to just be a review channel. So yeah, but long answer short, I don't know, man. I just always made reviews on, and I think overall, like if you go on my channel, like I know a lot of you guys here think of me as a gaming creator, and a lot of people, even come into my streams and they're like, dude, how do you have 2,500 subs but nobody watches your streams? And that's because the videos that do best on my channel, if you go and look, my highest videos are either tutorials, which I don't think a lot of people come back for. I don't get a lot of subs off of tutorial videos. I just get views. And then number two, the ones that get me most of my subs and views, like combined, like the ones that do both, like do well in both of those categories, are a lot of my reviews. Like the review for these headphones that I'm wearing now has, and by a lot, I mean, I'm talking about for a small creator, but have like, I don't know, 5, 10,000 views on them. Plus I've gotten a lot of subs off of them, things like this microphone. So those videos have done well for me. And I think that's where most of my subscribers come from, is actually my tech review or camera review stuff. And like I said, it's kind of what has just happened organically. That was a really long explanation. I'm sorry if that was too much.
Yeah, but I get your point though. But I totally get your point. I mean, like I said, and and again, I don't mean to ask, from the direction of like, hey man, I'm trying to get free shit. I mean, like, I'm not coming from that angle. I'm more just interested, on how it works, because like I said, as a fellow content creator, you know, I'm kind of in the same realm, right? Like I don't do product reviews, right? But you mean it's inevitable. I use products. Do you know what I mean? So like I
Yeah.
try to, I try to think ahead. Do you know what I mean? And I'm trying to
Hmm.
think in the head of terms of, if I'm using these headphones every day, if I'm using these mics, this mic every single day, for however many years, creating content, and it's worked wonderfully. You know what I mean? It's like, why not, just try to promote it, like in my intro, or, somewhere in the video, you know what I mean? That I just, spit it out and promote it, even if it's not so much to make money, you mean, as it is to actually help out whatever brand it is, you know what I mean? And that's kind of like, the way I think, it's like even if they didn't give me an affiliate link for, the, what is it, the fine mic, you know what I mean? Like, even if they don't give me, a link for that, you know what I mean? It's still something that people ask me all the time. They're like, dude, your audio sounds really good. Your mic sounds really good. What mic do you use? Or they'll ask me, like, what lighting do you use, or what do you use? And most of the time I'm always just like, well, it's this mic from Amazon. I'll send you a private link on Discord or something. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
And that's pretty much what I do. I'm just thinking in terms of, if I was going to try to do something with it later on, or some type of a brand, affiliate link or something, I'm sitting here thinking like, maybe, maybe I will, try to pick up some of these brands of the things that I use, and I think one of the biggest ones, or at least the one that I've seen the most, is like, in my opinion, like stupid gaming chairs. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, I mean, and I see that everywhere, every single, big major streamer, on Twitch, for whatever reason, has a revival chair or something. You know what I mean? And I'm like, and I'm thinking like, yeah, that's cool. Do you know what I mean? But it's like, I don't use one of those. Do you know what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm just using an everyday computer chair from
Well,
Staples. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying?
yeah. So let me interrupt you. So you realize like most of those companies like that off of like you want to sign up for the Amazon affiliate program. Like you understand that, right?
I don't get what you mean.
Amazon.com has an affiliate
Yeah.
program.
Okay.
So then you can link to any product on their website and you earn a cut if anybody buys that product.
Interesting.
Here,
Okay.
let me. If you look at my well, let me. Hunter says, "Bro, drop the tag and we will raid you. I'll be here for the long run, bro." I appreciate that, Hunter. He says, "Tell him to drop the tag stream if that's cool." Are you talking about Codation's channel? I put it in the chat for you. If you're talking about for Codation's channel, otherwise, I'm not sure what tag stream you're talking about. All right. So on my, for those that might be listening to this, I'm going to be showing my monitor here on my stream. Can you see? Can you see my monitor, Codations?
Yep, I can. Yep, it's loading
Okay.
up.
So if I go to Amazon.com and let's say, for example, these this company. Now this company didn't do it. This is Amazon. So, but even though like so, these are the headphones I was just sent, Tozo NC9. So if I go here, you can see here it is. You last purchased this item December 16th, 2020. Blah blah blah. Okay. So right up here at the top, you see Amazon Associates site stripped, where my mouse is at. Top
Yep,
left
yep, yep, yep. I
corner.
see it now. Sorry, I'm watching
Okay.
stream, so you're
No,
like a
no,
little
yeah,
bit
yeah,
delayed. So
right,
that's
right.
what I'm trying to catch up.
So when I'm on here, so anytime I get a product, most of the time, again, when I get a product to review, it's something that's on Amazon.
Okay.
I don't know why. I mean, I get that's just where most people sell nowadays, especially people that are online and reaching out to online people. So anytime I'm on any product page, so like this one, if I'm doing a review on this product, I can click up here on this Amazon site strip, get link text, and then boom, that link, that Amazon link that you see right there is an affiliate link. So anybody that clicks on it from my stuff, like when you bought the Fine mic, when you clicked on that link and then buy the Fine mic, I earn a commission. That's all. That's not through all these individual companies. It's through Amazon. So it's
Interesting.
Amazon Associates. And if you look that up, it's affiliate-program.amazon.com. Here it is. Oh, I don't know if I can be showing that stuff. I didn't realize I was logged in. There it is. But yeah, so Amazon Associates, you sign up for that, and that lets you link. Now again, it won't work if it's a product that's not on Amazon. But any product on Amazon, you can then link to, and then you make a commission off of that if they buy anything.
Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, I had no clue about that. I didn't realize that that was a thing, like that you can actually do that through just Amazon and not the actual brand like
Yes.
page. I didn't
Yep,
realize that.
yep. So now talk to chat for me for a second because I got to pee.
I can't talk to chat because you're oh, hold on, now I can. Just kidding. I got you. All right. What do we got here? Brand on Amazon. I want to get some earbud types. One for this phone. Oh, that was just, we're way back up here. Okay, hold on, Princess. I'm trying to catch up to you. Okay, thank you. Yeah, Princess. So yeah, I mean the Bluetooth headphones are really, really cool. And back to your statement about baby ears. I don't know. I don't know if I have baby ears or not. I mean, for me, it's more like, I don't know, they just get super sore. Like the earbuds that come with your phone, like your iPhone or your iPods and iPads and stuff. Yeah, those ones are absolutely horrendous for my ears. I don't know why, but for whatever reason, I've just never been an earbud fan. I've always been an over the ear, headphone wearer, like full, and I'm talking about over the ear, meaning like whole entire ear goes inside the ear muff.
All right,
I've never
sorry,
been
I'm
a
back.
fan. No, you're good. You're good. I was just talking to Princess here.
Brenda says, "Hey, Brenda, how are you doing, my dear?" But yeah,
Brenda.
so that's how. That's the best affiliate thing you can do for like anything that you would find on Amazon. And then same with, so it's not the products you go after. So same, like you can, like Best Buy has an affiliate program. So then you can link to anything on Best Buy's website and you get a cut of the commission. Some affiliate programs are harder to get into than others. Amazon's is pretty easy if you have, I mean, obviously, I mean, I have a 2,000 or 2,500 subscriber YouTube channel. I was able to get into it. So I wouldn't think you'd have any issues getting into it. Granted, I mean, I got into it a while ago, so the requirements and stuff could change. But most stores like that, like Best Buy, Amazon, they all have affiliate programs. So the best thing to typically do, if you buy a product and let's say it's not on Amazon but it's on Best Buy, you would sign up for Best Buy's affiliate program. You'd sign up for wherever the store is that's selling it. Some products you do have to, get it directly from the manufacturer if they have an affiliate program. But for most stuff, I mean, you can do it. I mean, because even like Amazon, you can link to um, iPhones or any of those products that they sell on Amazon and get credit. So yeah, so Amazon's the big
Right.
one.
You should stop sharing your desktop now so then we can see
Oh,
all
you're
the chat
correct.
from
I'm
the
sorry.
other streams.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're right.
No, you're good. I just wanted to double check because I couldn't see Brenda because she wasn't in on Twitch, so I couldn't see her chat
Yeah,
coming through.
she's on
She's on
YouTube.
YouTube.
Brendan says,
Yep.
"Oh, what are you saying? Oh, or ooh, or I don't know if that's
Probably
no
to
or
me,
no."
probably to my statement about the headphones when you were gone. I was going back to her, do I have just baby ears or why I don't like earbuds? And I was just explaining to her that I don't know. I mean, ever since I was younger, and had like a MP3 all the way through like, iPhones, no matter what earbuds that I put in my ear, which again, I never had a really good expensive pair. So I guess I can't say for certain, but I've definitely tried like multiple ones where they've got like the individual,
Mhm.
size rubber pieces all the way up to like the hard plastic ones, that you can get with your iPhone. And
Yep.
I don't know. I mean, every one of them, I think that those, in my opinion, now they probably have manifested way more over the years, but back then when I was utilizing those a lot, I think they were just really made for short-term use. You know what I mean? Like I'm a hardcore like music person, like all day long, every day listening to music. And so I would just wear headphones constantly. And with that being the case, I just found that they hurt my ears a lot. So I ended up switching over to a nice, over the ear, cushy muff, around, I mean, around my ear, you know what I mean? And that's just kind of what I fell in love with over the years, and I don't know, I got away from anything going inside my ears because it would just ache too much. And then I've even tried like the on ear headphones, and those are horrible when you wear those 9 hours a day, like when they're just squeezing your ears, like flattening your ears on the inside of your ears, or the
Mhm.
outside of your ears. I mean, they're just absolutely horrendous when you pull those headphones off after 8 hours of wearing them.
Brendan says, "I still use an MP3." LOL. She says, "Yeah, I like headphones better." LOL. Yeah, I should clarify. I mean, I don't disagree with anything you're saying. First off, on ear headphones are from Satan himself. Secondly, yeah, 90% of the day I'm wearing these headphones. Like if I'm at my computer working, listening to music, gaming, live streams, chatting like this. I mean, all using, all using, uh,
Your
these type of
mic is
headphones.
shaking and
The
everything.
only thing that I use, like the only place that I like in ear for is the gym and stuff. I work out every day at the gym on the week. Some days, uh, 3 days a week, I'm there for at least two. Like I'm there for about 2 hours, and then the other 2 days a week, I'm only there for about an hour and 15 minutes to an hour and a half. But I'm there at all five. So that's mainly what I use in ear headphones is at the gym. I don't like these type of headphones at the gym, like over ear or on ear at the gym. I don't like on ear at all. But yeah, but that's what I mainly use in ear for is if I'm going for a jog, if I'm going out hiking, like more activity type stuff where I'm going to be moving around a lot. These type of headphones, I haven't found a pair that like to stay on too great personally, where they don't then squeeze your head like crazy and give you a headache afterwards. So that's where I use in ear for is mostly the gym or just like activities. If I'm going out to do photography and I'm gonna go hiking somewhere, I'll take in ear. But anytime I'm just sitting at a desk, playing games, listening to music, working, whatever I use over ear. So
Yeah,
I'm
see,
with
that's
you on that.
interesting. Yeah, see, that's interesting because when I go outside and I mow the grass, I weed eat, I'm doing shit outside. I still use over the ear headphones. I've got a pair of these $60 headphones that are specifically for outside use. You mean like I literally just put them on, when I go outside to do whatever I'm gonna do, Bluetooth to my phone, and they've got a really nice like Bluetooth range. Like I can have my phone sitting in the garage, and I could be, what I don't know, I'm going to say 50 yards, you know what I mean? Like from, from my garage, doing, yard work or mowing the grass, and they're still reaching out, Bluetoothing to my phone, and like I said, they're all, noise canceling over the, over the ear headphones. And then I do the same thing, like in house, like if I'm inside my house doing something, I have over the ear headphones on, I'm gaming, over the ear headphones on. I literally just use over the ear headphones. I mean, I do have loads of, earbud ones, that's sitting around. My wife uses a pair. I think they're JBLs is what my wife uses, but they're kind of similar to the first ones you described, where they actually have the loop that goes over your ear. But those are not AirPod style. They have the, they connect, left and right, they connect with a cable, and they
Yep.
just rest on the back of her neck, so she actually uses those when she works out and stuff. And she really likes those. But again, those are something that also go inside your ear. And I don't know, man. I don't know. It's weird to me. Like I put something in my ear, and for whatever reason, it just doesn't, I don't know. It just doesn't feel right. So I'm just kind of like, whatever. I've never tried, Princess, I've never tried the AirPod, headphones, like the actual AirPod brand and style. But I would imagine by the way they look, I could be wrong, but they look just like the exact same style as the ones that come with the new iPhones. It's just they don't have the Bluetooth capability. They got a cable. Now I could be wrong, but they look almost identical. Am I wrong on that note?
I'm not an Apple user, so I'm not
Oh,
100%.
okay.
I'm Android, and so while I think they're good products, the AirPods, specifically the AirPod Pro or the AirPod Pros, that have the active noise cancellation and everything, I think are better. The AirPods, the normal ones, I'm not a fan of them. Those are just hard plastic. They don't have a tip like the AirPod Pros do, like a soft gel tip or whatever. They're strictly hard plastic, aren't they? The AirPods, or no?
I have no clue. I've never used the AirPods, and I'm an Apple user. I've got Apple every device but my PC. I mean, I've got a Mac sitting here next to my PC. I've got both iPads. I've got
Okay,
an
yeah, I'm
Apple
looking
Watch.
at
I've
them.
got
So
an Apple
yeah,
phone.
yeah. So the original AirPods are just a hard plastic. They have no but the AirPod Pros have which have the noise cancellation and everything. They have the rubber tips or whatever kind of tips they are that you would call them.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, no, I'm a hardcore Apple user, man. Like I said, the only thing that I really do with PC is just my PC. Like I game on my custom built PC. Other than that, I mean, all of my graphic design work, all of my design work in general, all of my mobile devices, everything is Apple. The only thing I haven't invested in Apple is sound, sound, devices like,
Right.
headphones and stuff. I mean, other than that, I literally own Apple across the board.
I'll
And
tell you
that's
what, man. The new AirPod Maxes, is that what they're called? Max. Those look sick, dude. Five hundred
could
fifty
be.
dollars though, but they look
Yeah.
sick.
No, not in my realm.
Just they're like, okay, so they're equivalent to the Tozos that I showed earlier, that were $60, which again, I know budget brand versus Apple, but like the Apples that have uh the active noise cancellation, transparency mode, all that, which is the AirPod Pros, they're $250.
Yeah, man.
They're crazy.
Nope.
Princess, $550? What the fuck? Yeah, they're expensive. They're a premium headphone. They're but even there's a lot of nice premium headphones that do not cost $550.
Dude, I will tell you right now.
Law says hi, man. Hey, Law. Let me just say hi real quick. Hey, Law, how are you doing, my friend? Good to see you once again, brother. All right, go ahead.
No, you're good. I mean, I don't know, man. I'll have to take your word for it, even like on your $200, Audio Technica headphones. I mean, like, I'll have to take your word for it, but that's just because, like, I don't know, dude. I mean, I think like obviously the more money that I make, right? Like whether it's through my job or through content creation, obviously I'll definitely be interested in upgrading and checking out, better stuff to experience some of that quality. But I don't know, man. I've been so hell bent on trying to find, the best headphones, you know what I mean, to wear that serve their purpose, you know what I mean, without, getting, way more than what you need. So like, to give you an example, like everybody for years were pushing, what was it, Dre Beats, you know what I mean? They were talking about Dre Beats headphones, Dre Beats headphones. I'm going to tell you right now, the first time I ever put on a pair of Dre Beats headphones, one, I thought the quality of them was complete garbage on the outside, like just cheap, China plastic, right? And then on top of that, like I was not impressed by the sound, like whatsoever. Like there was nothing that sounded different in a Dre Beats headphones, like a Beats Solo headphones compared to my $60 ones from Amazon. Nothing. Like the quality was no different in my opinion, and both of them were a cheap China plastic. Like that's
Yeah,
like
well,
that's the
that's the problem with any of those. I mean, that's the same thing with like most gaming headsets, like the Corsair ones or Steel Series, or all the popular gaming headsets. It's all the same thing. Uh, it's not always just about money, and it's not always just about whatever the hype is. That's why, again, like if you wear like Audio Technica, they've literally been doing nothing but producing audio equipment for not they're not new. They've been around for they're used in professional studios. Sennheiser, same thing. They're actual brands that have been in the audio department making this type of equipment for years. They're the ones that have R&D this type of stuff. So their quality is completely different. And that's what I've learned a lot too, because I used to buy those too, the Beats by Dre, and then I bought, like I said, I used to buy expensive. I remember I one time I bought a $350 pair of Turtle Beach headsets, like the best ones they had, because I'm like, oh, Turtle Beach. When I first started getting back into gaming when I was younger. I mean, this was 10, 12 years ago. And it's just doo doo, man. It's crap. I mean, these cost me. I think these ones are 250, but they're, I mean, world difference from. These are a type of headphone that you will have for 20 years, no issues. Uh, yeah. So there
right.
is. I mean,
Speaking
it's
speaking
it's
on head
it's it's value for the money, as I think what people have to look at. Not just new products or except like again, even the AirPod Maxes that are $550. I would argue that they very well could be worth $550. I'm not shitting on the price of them. Good headphones cost money. Now I will say there's some markup. I don't. I mean, you could probably find a pair that equates to them for about $300, like some Sony ones or some Sennheisers or even these Audio Technicas. I don't know because I haven't listened to them yet. But Apple makes good products. They're not bad, and
right.
it's all metal, all aluminum. They're not plastic at all. The AirPod Maxes, but some people don't like heavy headphones. That's why most companies use plastic, but hopefully a high quality. Law says, do you use OBS Streamlabs or OBS Studio? OBS Studio, dude. I use the best of the best. Bridget said, I've had about 9 Beats headphones. They always broke. Laugh my ass off. She said it was only popular because of the name. Yeah. They were definitely popular just because of the name and the marketing behind them. Bridget says, I will say, though, I've had my iPod Touch since 9th grade and it works fine. My dad has the first generation iPod still. Laugh my ass off. Yeah, that's what I said. They make good products. Apple, like 100%. I just don't like being locked in the Apple ecosystem. And it kind of like is once you get in there, it's kind of hard to get back out of there. What were you gonna say,
Yeah,
Codacious?
no,
Sorry.
I don't know. I mean, going on to what you're saying with the Audio Technica, do they make cheaper headsets? Like, does Audio Technica make cheaper than that, or like as far as cost wise? Like, could I probably find a
I don't think so.
60 $70 pair, or no?
I don't think so. I could be wrong though, but I do
Because
not
do you know
believe
do you
so.
know do you know what headphones that I have wished that I could find to this day that I think were really good or that would be pretty good for the quality was the actual headphones that have the audio jack. Do you mean, and not the ones, that plug in through USB? Remember when we were like kids in like elementary school, and I know you're quite a bit, you're a little bit older than me, but like I'm sure you had the same thing, coming through like elementary school where you had those like like books on tape. Do you know what I mean? And you would like put those big headphones on, and they were
Hmm.
like super noise canceling. They were like really good quality. I wish I could find what those were. I can't. I mean, obviously I don't remember what they were or what brand they were, but I just remember like they had the actual like amp audio jack that you
Yeah,
plug
yeah.
in.
Hmm. Yep, yep. Yeah, I mean those have faded out. But a lot of them were made by the same companies of what we're talking about now. That's what I'm saying. These are the companies that have been in it. I just posted a link. They do have a $60 or $70 pair, they're the same Audio Technica ATH, but they're the M30s. They don't have Bluetooth. They're just wired. But they're like $70 or 60 or $70 on Amazon.
Yeah, but they
They
look
have good
freaking
ratings.
nice though.
Yeah, I think they look pretty much like these ones, but they're just probably not as
Hey,
good of
but they
quality.
have yeah, but okay, but see, but that's what I was thinking. So they do have the 3.5 millimeter jack, and then it also has the attachment that plugs into an amp. So it
Yes.
does look like they come with this. So then do they not? Does this plug directly into your audio jack on your motherboard?
Yes. But you can that's
Interesting.
just a connection. You can buy an 1/8 inch to a 3.5 millimeter jack, and it just converts it. You can use any headphone that is 1/8 and get a jack and plug it into 3.5 millimeter jack.
Well, I
No
know, but then
issue.
aren't you I know, but then aren't you then relying on a third like a mediator piece, and hope that it doesn't, have issues or, like weird, you know what I mean? Like you ever had a pair of headphones that you could like turn the 3.5 millimeter, like connection and then it like gets static?
Yeah, but that's normally a bad adapter you're using. You just got to have a nice quality adapter.
Right.
But I mean, I've adapted them all the time. I mean, audio cables. There's all kinds of different connections, and it's not unusual to cut off a complete end of an audio device and throw a different connector on it.
Really? Holy
Yeah.
smokes.
I mean,
I did not know
we would
that.
run full snake cables places that would then, it would be when it started off, it was that 3.5 millimeter that you're talking about. Then I remember we clipped them off and changed them all to XLR connections, which are like what's on a microphone to plug into speakers and stuff. And then they came out with a new one that a new connector that like spun on and clicked in or something. Like devices started, so we cut off all the ends again and put those ends on. But the actual wire itself is just copper running through a thing. So I mean, it's no different. It's literally with audio. It's just a piece of copper. So as long as you have a good quality audio cable, you're gonna get better sound than if you have a cheap audio cable. The cable is more important than the connector.
Which is very interesting though. I mean, it's kind of crazy to think about that, isn't it though? Like, so like people, how many people buy a product, you know what I mean? And then when they have issues with it, or like you're saying, like a connection or something, they're not cutting off the ends and recabling, re-putting an end on it. They're literally trashing, you know what I mean? Like a $200 product and going and buying another $200 product or something. You know what I mean? They're not recabling the end. But I mean that's pretty. I mean, that's pretty cool. I mean, I never really thought about that. I guess it kind of goes hand in hand. I mean, like I've replaced several laptop chargers, you know what I mean, doing
Hmm.
that, or if a dog chews on, through a laptop charger, I've never trashed a laptop charger, I just cut off the chewed end, you know what I mean, and then I just splice it back together. So I mean, I guess it'd be relatively the same thing, except even
Yeah,
easier because you have one, copper wire running through versus, wire a charger being three.
right. And you don't have to worry about different amps or voltages or anything like matching up. With electricity, you got to worry about the voltage
Yeah.
coming out of a plug is the right voltage for the device you're plugging it into, or the right amperage or whatever. With
Right.
audio wires, I mean, there might it's been a long time since I've done professional audio work, so there might be something, but I mean, it's definitely not anywhere near as complicated as anything like that. As long
Right.
as it's a good
Yeah.
quality cable, you can pretty much put any end on it you want. And
Very interesting. Do you think that with Audio Technica, since we're already on the subject, do you think that they kind of fall, I mean, maybe not because you're kind of biased to it, but like, do you think that they also live up, or they also hype up a name, or no? Meaning, like, I'm looking at the $69 pair. They've got 5,271 ratings, and they've got a 4.5 star. So I mean, that's pretty damn good. 4.5 stars out of 5, or if not a little bit more than 4.5 stars. And I'm thinking, wow, that's pretty good. But like, I'm thinking, like, if I was to look up, Dre Beats headphones, what are the ratings on those? Do you know what I mean? So I'm just wondering, like, do you think that Audio Technica probably has a little bit of that bias just on the name, or do you actually like fully believe into this company that that's all they do is audio and they're very damn good, or what?
That's all they do is professional audio.
Okay.
That's their whole company is professional audio. They're not a, it's not like Corsair gaming headsets where they make gaming mice and they make gaming keyboards and they make,
Yep.
also audio. So they make audio stuff, they make electrical stuff, they make gaming stuff. This all they do is make audio stuff. Also, unlike, the thing that you're looking for is like, so these headphones, they've been making this exact headphone, the M30 they've probably been out for 20 years.
Right.
There's not a bunch of different models. It's not like a new model. That these headphones have been around for 20 years. The same exact model numbers, the same exact headphones. Um, but they're just that good, so they just keep selling them because that's what
Right.
people use. Again, Sennheiser makes really good stuff as well. I mean, they're not Sony as well. But yeah, buying
What's
from an
the
actual audio company is definitely better than.
you should since you have nothing better to do than, chew on your nail, you should drop another link to the other one, the synth ones or whatever one you're talking about.
Well, those are like I don't know. I did not buy those because the ones I wanted were too expensive, to be honest.
Oh, gotcha.
Sennheiser's a pretty. I don't know if they have a cheaper brand, and I wasn't
I
buying my
gotcha. Well,
main
these
one. I was
Audio
buying
Technica
the.
ones though, dude, I mean, $69 is like right in the realm. You mean like, of where I want to be. I mean, and they, like I said, the reviews are ridiculously good on them.
Yeah, they have a pair that are so like the pair I want are the HD like 680s or something. They're like $500 or $600. The Sennheisers, the ones
Yeah,
that are like
that's
600.
because you got like expensive
But
taste, you know, you're
they
making
do
that
have a
big
pair.
YouTube money.
They do have a pair that's $100. But yeah, so I can link you those. But I don't know much about either of these brands' lower headphones. They're both rated good, but I do know their higher end headphones are pretty much the industry standard in audio.
Well, there you go. There's additional video content
Mhm.
coming soon. That's
Princess
funny.
says, I got some MPOW headphones. She says, I wish I could find a pair of earbuds with a good mic. Um, I mean, I don't know how, like, if you're trying to get them for Christmas, I probably won't have tested these out yet. But again, Princess, I know you mentioned something like Bull Talk or something, but these ones have dual microphones on both earbud. Uh, and again, they're rated super high with like lots and lot. I mean, just this particular model has like 6,000 reviews and they just came out. Their main model has like, this is the NC9s. That's the one they just released, and it's their upper end model for these budget. But their main ones, I mean, they seem like a good brand because the main ones they use. Hold on, let me see. I'll tell you. So the main ones that they use, okay, have a 4.5 out of 5, and that's with 65,000 reviews. The Tozo T6. They're $40 on Amazon. I can send you a link, or you can just look at it's the Tozo, same brand, Tozo, but T6. The only difference they don't have like those ones, they're cheaper. They're basically the same thing, but they don't have active noise cancellation or um what's the other thing called? Transparency mode, which lets you hear sound that's around you. Like they have mics that then let you hear the sound around you, even though you have headphones in. The NC9s are basically the same thing, but they have active noise cancellation and transparency mode. Transparency mode, active noise cancellation, obviously, is you can't hear stuff going on around you. Transparency mode is the mics actually activate and you hear your music, but you can also hear what's happening around you. So that's why I like the NC9s versus the T6 because for the extra $20, and actually it's an extra $20, so $60, but they have a 20% off coupon. So I just feel like for about $50, they seem like a pretty damn good. And again, all of their different models have pretty high, like lots and lots of reviews and all good ratings. So I mean their T12's 4.4 out of 5 and that's 7,000 reviews. The Tozo T10 145,000 reviews. They're only a 4.3 out of 5, but they're cheap. They're only $30 headphones, so But anyways, so yeah, I don't know. Again, I don't want to like give any official recommend because I haven't used them yet. But you know, I've used other budget headphones, so I'm sure after I test these out, I'll be able to tell you kind of like, are they like like high end, um, budget head earbuds, or are they like, fall in the middle, low end compared to other ones I've used? Because this will be like, I've gone through, or not gone through, but I've tested probably so far about 5 or 6 pairs of these budget like earbuds. So I should have a pretty, and I've used expensive ones as well. Like the main ones that I use for the gym and stuff now are Samsung earbuds that were pricey, like $150. So I've used a wide variety of both budget and higher end gear. So I should be able to, but again, I haven't actually tested these out yet. So if you're wanting them before Christmas, I probably won't be able to give you any actual advice on the Tozo exactly. But if you're not looking to get them for Christmas, within a couple days, I should have a good idea because I'm planning on using them at the gym all week this week to test them out. Anyway, sorry, Codations. So it was just a little.
No, you're totally fine, man. I'm listening to it 100%. I mean, that definitely sounds like another video. Do another earbud or earbud blah 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 blah. Geez Louise, earbud competition. Where you can like range, from expensive earbuds, that you own or have tested, all the way down to, what I mean, like the ones that you have used that are, cost less, and then compare the difference between all of them.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I don't know what, like, I never have ever, as long as I've been streaming stuff, I have never, ever, ever seen like my camera be like shaky and like see
Why is it
myself
shaky
pulsating on
right
the
now? Are
screen.
you like,
I don't know.
smacking your desk or something? Or
Uh,
bumping your desk?
I mean, I guess I must be, and I must not normally do that. I don't know, or at least I never notice it. But I don't know. Whatever. It is what it is. Um. Also, I think normally when I'm gaming, my arms aren't moving a lot. I'm not lifting them and setting them down on they're kind of stuck to my keyboard and mouse. So it
Right.
could be that. But anyways, it's not that big of a deal. Princess says I might try the Tozo ones. The T12s are on sale. Yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I'm just as much interested in tech as I am gaming. So, uh, I mean, I love doing tech. I think what I'm gonna do, what my plan is I had created a second YouTube channel that I was going to put all of my live streams on. Um, Past live streams, like I was going to upload them to thereafter. But then I found out how I can do it on my main channel without them actually showing up in my normal videos thing. But then still they're accessible and stuff. So now that I can just do that, I'm keeping all of my past live streams just on my normal YouTube channel since they don't show up under my videos tab now. You actually have to go to the playlist to see them, the live streams playlist. Um, so now that I figured out how to do that, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch this channel to be a tech and gaming channel, and that's it. And then I think I'm going to make the second channel more of a vlog style, for like all that type of content and like personal development channel. And then just really my main channel is going to focus on like tech reviews, tutorials, and gaming stuff, and kind of niche it down a little bit. And then my other channel will be vlogs, travel stuff, personal development type stuff like my meditation and that kind of stuff. And I think that'll help me going forward.
I couldn't agree more. I mean,
Yeah.
I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. I mean, from the very beginning, I mean, we've kind of talked, not the beginning of the podcast, but the beginning of us knowing each other for the most part. Like we've kind of talked about, the direction of channels and where they should go, or or whatever, and what the best for
Princess says
different
Earth.
things
Wait,
are.
wait, Princess, you guys are having an earthquake right now? Sorry, I didn't mean. She said earthquake, and then she said
No, no, you're
whoa.
good.
Or were you
No,
talking
you're
about
good.
my camera shaking?
I'm curious, actually.
She says no. I thought you were like.
No, I
Oh,
thought you were.
okay.
Oh,
Because
your
okay.
camera. Okay, okay.
Sorry, I first said because I just know California. You guys are always having earthquakes. I was like, wait a minute, wait a minute. Okay, sorry, Cardations. I got a little freaked for a minute for Princess. I was worried.
Yeah, no, yeah, no worries. No, I mean, like what I was, what the fuck was I even saying? Oh,
We
I
were
was
talking about
talking
the
about,
channels splitting.
yeah, 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 yeah. No, I mean, and the thing is I don't know, man. I mean, like, I have been sold and told numerous times by a lot of other content creators, and by I say a lot, I mean maybe like 4 or 5 of them, and I say they're all in the mobile gaming industry, but nevertheless, I have spoke to other people of, channels, and they all claim that, you know, successfully niching your channel, do you know what I mean? No matter and if that's 2 subjects or 10 subjects or 1 subject, that all correlate with whatever, a lot of times they claim, you know what I mean, it helps increase, the growth, of that channel, versus it being more of like a 25 different topics, and you might cover, a couple things here and there, and just kind of like, going back to your point on splitting the channels up. I don't think it's a bad way to go, just because that, like you already said, your videos that perform the best happen to be like product reviews, you know what I mean, or tech reviews, you know what I mean, or some of your game stuff does, pop off here and there, but for the most part, I mean, in my opinion, yeah, I mean, from an outsider's perspective, I would definitely think like, dude, create more content, that does better on your channel, you know what I mean, not in the sense
Yeah.
of like if you're not enjoying it, obviously, but I'm saying, but if your goal is to help build the channel, or grow the channel, which obviously it partly is, then I feel like yeah, you should definitely try to make more content, that people are liking and enjoying, on your channel. And so
Right,
yeah,
which is what I've been doing with making more reviews and more. I mean,
right,
my channel's pretty much just become tech and gaming
right,
already. But my problem is I miss doing like the vlogs and the travel stuff, and but those didn't do
right.
that great on my channel. So I'm like, if I just throw them on a second channel, whether they do good or not, whatever. But then kind of the cool thing is I was telling the wife today too. Do you know what like, even though the vlogs didn't bring in new subscribers and new viewers, do you know what the vlogs did that my new content doesn't do?
Are you asking me?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I know you're not gonna like know, but I'm just like it's yeah. I'm trying to help you help me set this up.
Oh, well, what I guess what I'm gonna say to you in response
I was
is
trying to have a
this is what
conversation.
I got. This is what I got. No joke. This is how shitty my audio is right now. This is literally what I got. So do you know how, like, how the good this thing is like doing, I mean, that's literally what it sounded like.
Jesus,
I'm
dude.
like, what the hell is he saying? Like, I can't even hear what the hell he's saying. I'm like, wait a second, is he asking me a question? I can't tell. All right, so reposition that again. Try it one more
Yeah.
time.
So
What?
what I was gonna say, or what
Yep.
I'm saying is so even though that content, the vlogs and that type of stuff, doesn't do well in terms of bringing me viewers in or subscribers, and I've kind of focused on the um gaming and tech videos, which do better on my channel. I said there is a benefit that the vlogs and the travel videos, like the travel vlogs and stuff I used to do, that those had that I don't have with the content that I'm making now. Do you know what that is?
Do not know.
Yeah. So should have just fucking said it.
Well,
uh
I was gonna say something else, but I heard you kind of cut in, or at least your mic cut back in. But like, no, I have no clue. I don't know
yeah.
what the difference is. Like, what
Well,
what those offer
yeah.
compared to
The
the other.
vlogs community. I think those type of videos do better for your community you already have, because the people that kind of start to like you, like for example, Ryan, uh, uh, Tony, Alchemy, Mike and Ike, a lot of those guys that are kind of big part of the community, they all watched my channel when I did vlogs and stuff, and enjoyed that stuff, and was always they used to literally I mean I would get comments all the time from them on Discord about, "Yo, dude, love seeing you hanging, like you and the family hanging out and da 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 da." Da." Whereas now, I don't think any of those guys watch my YouTube channel anymore because it's kind of very specific stuff now. It's reviews on products that I'm getting through searches. It's
Right.
tutorials on how to fix problems. So it doesn't allow me the community building that those videos provided was lost. So that's kind of the trade-offs you make, which we've had these discussions about the trade-offs of building community versus trying to appease the YouTube algorithms or whatever you want to call it. uh So I think that's the other benefit of having that second channel, is it allows me to do more of those personal videos that wide scale YouTube's not going to pick up probably or do anything with, but they help with the community building, and just the closeness of friends. Basically, I call it community building, but I mean, most like Princess, you, Eclipse, Ryan. I mean, you guys are all friends. Like you become friends with these people. Um, it helps with those people a lot and keeping them engaged and coming back, uh and stuff, that you kind of lose when you're only focusing on the algorithm and increasing watch time and all of that. So I just think it will help with that, as well as, like I said, I miss making that type of content sometimes, just going out shooting photography for the day and making a vlog about it, or going out hiking with the family for a day and making a vlog about it. But again, that's just stuff I enjoy doing. But again, I'm just pointing out that, Princess says, I liked those videos. Yeah, see? uh yeah, so it's they're good for that, which is what I've noticed a lot of YouTubers have a second vlog channel, or had, like, even Philip DeFranco, who does a news video every day. He has a second channel called DeFranco Does, which are those type of videos. Uh, and what I'm realizing is, when we had talked before, and I would say like, oh, I need, I want to create the content I want to create. Well, for some reason, I get stuck into thinking that that has to be one YouTube channel, or that has to be, that if you have two, you're sacrificing something. But at the end of the day, you're not, if it helps you perform better in the YouTube, but at the same time still allows you to do what you need to do for community building. I think sometimes we get to focus on, Princess says you can have a makeup channel too. I don't do wear makeup, Princess. I just have this beautiful skin naturally. But you know what I'm saying, dude? Does that all make
Right.
sense?
Yeah,
Or
no,
did
no,
I
it
just cut
totally
out too much again?
no, I mean, well, I mean, yeah, I mean, I mean, the entire 2 hours and 27 minutes and 59 seconds we've been, or milliseconds we've been going has been cutting
Yeah,
out,
which
but
we
that's
need to
okay.
wrap it up here very shortly.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
no, no worries, no worries. Yeah, and I agree with you. I've got video and shit to
yeah, I
do,
have some things I gotta get done.
but basically, I guess what I want to end it on is I agree with you. And there, I mean, I've already had multiple ideas, with other stuff. I mean, we've kind of talked a little bit about this before, like I've always wanted to try to incorporate more of the like my graphic design stuff, you know what I mean? Like I would love to start making, tutorials, on, shit that, that I look up all the time, when it comes to, the design programs, like if I'm looking up how to do something,
Right.
I might find a tutorial. Most of the time, the tutorials I find, like on Google are, like 6 years ago, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Or five
Yep.
years ago. And I just think like, damn, if I just started a second YouTube channel, you know what I mean, where I just, never, and I don't want to say this negatively, but like I just never paid attention to any of the analytics, you know what I mean? All I did, was just, come up with a, oh, I could do a video, on, masking, the masking tool, or, like practicing the masking tool or something, put a, a 10-minute, tutorial video on the masking tool on, YouTube, you know what I mean? And just let it ride, you know what I mean? And continue just to, to upload tutorial videos, to it, based on that stuff that I already know a lot about, that I utilize every day, like that's the kind of stuff that like I've thought about doing before. Or like Microsoft stuff, like at work, I've been learning so much about the Microsoft suite, so like Teams, you know what I mean? Like utilizing Microsoft Teams. Sure, there's videos on the YouTube right now about it, but it's like, I could bring that to the table, you know what I mean? Like talk about, like boom, this feature in Microsoft Teams, why it's cool, how to utilize it, how to properly set up a team, and this shit. But again, I just haven't done it. You know what I mean? I always think about it, and I'm always thinking like, dude, that'd be sweet, to branch out and do a second channel or to do something else. And by the way, in my personal experience, or or not my experience, but what I would do is I would have nothing to do with my main channel. You know what I mean? I wouldn't even plug my second channel. You know what I mean? Like I would literally like two separate things. Nobody would
I
even
would
know, you know what I mean, that
probably,
I
yeah.
create them.
Mine's a little different. I would probably plug it to more like on my live streams, like to like people like Princess, Ryan, again for community. But it would also be a place that I wouldn't care as much about the numbers and stuff for sure. That would give me my main channel, my tech slash gaming channel that I'm focusing on the numbers and kind of. But then it also gives me that, like, outside of the vlogs and like the personal development stuff, that I'm into. it would just give me like anything. Like you said, if I just wanted to do a video about anything, I could do it and throw it on there because I'm not worried about that channel growing. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
So princesses, that would be cool. I think she's referring to you making a design channel. She hasn't said anything about any of my ideas being cool. Fucking no.
Do you remember what I told you, man? I told you, man, I'm gonna totally snake her, dude. It's eventually gonna happen, man. She's just gonna start plugging in on my videos, bro. Like totally just, dip out. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, princess. But I
I
mean,
was
like,
too, just to make sure
no,
that's clear. I'm just kidding.
no, I agree with you though. I mean, I get what you're saying, and like, and and yeah, I mean that makes sense. I mean, for me, yeah, like I said, for me, it would literally be, you know what I mean, something completely different from what I do every day on like mobile games, and like, and I would still continue to create that content for mobile games, but I'm saying it
How
would
could
just
you
be
do that,
different.
dude?
What, the other
Do you
videos?
think you could do more videos on top of everything you're doing right now for a second channel, or is this something in the future?
This is one of those, like I talk a lot about it and I just never do it.
Probably because you don't have the time to do it.
Probably. I mean, honestly, I think that I could do it. And the only reason why I say that I think I could do it now is because right now on top of my head, I feel like there's so much content there that I could create. Do you know what I mean? Like,
One idea
but
to
I think,
help you.
like if we were talking about after I made 40 videos, you know what I mean, doing it, then it'd probably be a different conversation because then I probably would be like, I don't know what the fuck I'm
Right.
gonna make a video on today. Do you know what I mean? And I've got other
Right.
videos and other shit to do. It'd become harder.
Well, and
But
like you said, if it's not your main channel, I mean, even if you upload one video a month, I mean, it don't really matter in the grand scheme of things if you're just kind of doing it as that creative outlet for other stuff or other ideas and just to kind of
right,
see what it does. But outside of that, what I was gonna say is it could work out in your favor because what you could do is you could basically screen record at work doing stuff and then just put a voiceover to it like know what you're going to do in your head, like, okay, I'm going to do a tutorial on this, on how to do this. You could do that at work, screen record it and probably get away with it, I would think, if you're not like talking and doing and
right.
then just voiceover when you get home. I don't know. But anyways,
Yeah, I
Hokage
think
says, oh shit, is this almost over? It is, dude. We're literally wrapping up right now, man. We're kind of doing some
yeah. On
final
that note,
thoughts and we're
on that
wrapping up.
I was gonna say on that note, D, I will probably bounce out of here. I'll get out of here, so I will shut up and I will let you close out
Well,
the
before you go, though,
podcast. Yep.
everybody that might be watching or listening on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcast, Spotify, any of those codations, man, where can the people first kind of give, I mean, we've already said a couple times in this podcast that you do mobile game and stuff, but basically give your plug, dude. Like, what are you doing? What are you up to? Why should people
Yep.
follow you, etc.? Your link, where they should follow you, YouTube, Twitter, wherever. Go ahead,
Perfect.
dude.
Yeah, all right. So anybody that's listening out there, for sure, my name is Codations. I am currently on YouTube. I create mobile gaming content. So I do anything from guides to gameplay stuff. I mean, pretty much cover the board. The games that I like to play, or at least the ones that I cover on my channel, are of that very easygoing, laid back, idle style hero collector games. And then, yeah, I mean, you can find me on youtube.com/codations. You can obviously jump into my Discord on any of my videos that are currently there. And then you can also find me on Twitter. So I do have other social media avenues, but I'm definitely not nowhere near as active on those. So I don't like to plug them. But other than that, I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, you can find me there.
You don't have a website yet, dude?
Yeah, I do have a website, but I don't like to send people there because it's like, like half done.
Oh, okay. My
Don't go to
website's done.
codations.com.
My website's done. So to find all of my links to all of my socials, to my YouTube channel, to my Twitch page, basically all the stuff I'm doing on the internet, just head over to omgitsderek.com. You can find links to everything there right on the homepage. Take you to my Twitter, my YouTube, my Twitch page, all of that. Thanks so much for listening. As always, Hokage, I'm sorry you joined at the end. He says freaking YouTube notifications. Dude, YouTube notifications are the worst, I swear. But it will be live on the YouTube channel as a video here lately. You can always rewatch it then. But until next time, thank you everybody for tuning in. Love your faces. Hope you all have a great night. Peace out, everybody.
Later.
Bum, bum, bum. Hey, dude, thanks for the, are you there? Thanks for the, sorry, I'm playing the music for the outro. Yo, dude, can you do me a favor real quick before you get off here? Can you pull up my live stream and turn on the sound so that you can hear it? And I want to see, can you, oh wait, I haven't muted my mic so they can still hear me. But I want to see once I mute my, Princess says bye, good night, laugh my ass off. Good night, Princess.